And welcome back. This time we'll be tackling, not today, well, now we'll be tackling scenario number 20. And as I just mentioned, we've got some post-scenario stuff to do from the previous scenario. We gained some check marks and some levels, which is actually going to put us, even at +3 difficulty, just barely over the threshold. So now we're facing level 7 scenarios. I mean, level 7 monsters and stuff like that. Which, for this scenario, for a boss scenario, this is going to be tough. But again, we've had some easy ones, so it's only fair if we lose now. Alright, so we were supposed to gain a check mark here, but not a level, so we can just go ahead and do that. We've done all the replace +1s with +3s at this point. I certainly don't want to add +2 wins. Even if I'm considering going into making wind a little bit better, I'd rather just keep getting rid of zeros at this point, because the zeros in my deck are pretty mediocre. Yeah, like the stun, I just rather be upgrading my damage than that. So the real question is the immobilize or the push better? And I think the immobilize is better given that we are a ranged attacker. There's a decent amount of times that we can flip that and have it actually do something. More often, I think, than the random push. So let's go ahead and grab +1 immobilize or +0 replacement. Okay. Oh wait, no, I did level up on Hatchet. Yeah, sorry, I gained 2 levels here actually. Yeah. No, so we leveled up on Hatchet and we leveled up on Voidwarden. Alright, so we can also do our Hatchet level up. So let's do that. Oh. There's level 7 cards. There's level 6. Oops. Where's the other level 6? Cards all flipped around. It's my own fault. Alright, so on Hatchet, what do we have at level 6 now? We have Quick Turnaround. This is an attack 4, range 3, push 2, +1 range, +2 push, consuming wind. It's finally time to lean into the wind, right? And then on bottom, it's a move 3, it's 11 initiative, and this is just like the best way. I mean, this is just a better retrieval, right? For the favorite, not for other loot. Although realistically for the favorite as well. I mean, this card's just insane. This is everything we want. I mean, the top is fine. The top is actually not the most impressive part of this, although it's still good. But yeah, just being a move 3 with 11 initiative that gets us the favorite back is like mind-blowingly good for this class. And then Bombardment is a respectable loss for a level 6 card on a 9 card class. Like I've got no qualms with this loss. It's fine. Again, doesn't compete with this card. And then move 3, all adjacent enemies suffer 1 damage, push 1, target all adjacent enemies. This is just I'm like that. Yeah, I understand eventually you can put Immobilize on here to turn this into AoE/CC against melee enemies, but against level 7 enemies, 1 direct damage at level 6 is just not doing the thing. And not even remotely close to how good Quick Turnaround is. Quick Turnaround's crazy good. So actually I get another perk. Okay. Should I start adding some +2 wins in? I just really don't like having zeros in my deck, if I can get rid of them. Yeah, I'd rather just know that I'm not going to draw zeros. So I guess let's take one of the push ones now as well. Let's actually get 2 perks. Okay. Okay. So we're almost done with the zeros now. We just got the wound. I might not take this ever. I mean, this might literally be the last perk that I would ever take here. Not because it's not good. Obviously, this is a very good perk generally, but just when playing with a red card in your party with Burn Away in the Dark constantly present, then the wound just doesn't do much. Also, obviously, if you're using... I mean, basically, like, I guess it's just never a good perk, because either you have Burn Away the Dark in your party, which is putting wound everywhere, or if you don't, then I think the new favorite is better than the favorite to use, actually, as a favorite. And in that case, you're just always applying wound to your attack. So yeah, this is basically just a 0 into a +1, which is actually even worse than these other things. So at this point, I might just be doing these next or this next. We'll see. We shall see. All right, so over here, yeah, I didn't get a check mark, but I did gain a level. Yeah, I've never really been impressed with these. I don't use my deck very much anyway, but I think I honestly I just like the +1 curses more than these 0 replacements for elements. It's really just basically a 0 into a +1. Which is, oops, not what I want. So I don't replace anything. I just need to grab one of these and stuff it in there. All right, and we get our level 7 choice for the Voidwarden. Okay, so level 7 gives us... I mean, I guess it does give us an attack which actually consumes dark, so maybe that made this a bit better. Maybe. Maybe? That's true that it does use dark. No. I don't want dark. All right. So ultimately, I don't think. Do the elements help with damage from Master of Influence? It's not so much that. Like any element helps the Master of Influence. I like the ally heals. Oh, the adding a +1 ally heal 1? Yeah, I mean, I guess those are theoretically fine. I love these ally heals. I mean, they're fine perks, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't know. It's sort of just like basically adding a worse +2 into your deck, because healing is like 1 effort value and attack +1 attack is 1 effort value. Now, obviously, the flexibility of just being like able to heal anyone, remove poison or wound is quite nice, but and theoretically this works well if you're going to use the level 6 persistent loss to like poison people and then remove the poisons, but I'm not really convinced. I think a curse is generally better than a heal one. Like, if you think about the amount of mitigation a curse does versus the amount of mitigation, like the amount of healing a heal does, the curse obviously just does more against level 7 enemies by an enormous margin than one healing. Now, obviously, it's not completely like that. It's not exactly how it works, and the healing is like immediate and easy to target effectively, but I don't know. I mean, that's fair to like these. I think they're fun. Obviously, not a bad perk. There are really no bad perks here, except maybe this. Even this is fine. Like, honestly, they're just no bad perks, but I personally prefer this. I think curse is just very strong, especially like playing such high difficulties. Anything that can mitigate an entire enemy attack is just really, really good. Okay, so Hateful Blast. We have an attack 5, range 3, muddle, consume dark to wound. I guess the other point is we just don't really need the dark consumption here because everyone's always wounded because of Burn Away the Dark. Not everyone always wounded, but still. Anyway, this gives us an attack 5, range 3 at 29 initiative. This is great. I mean, what's there not to like? The muddle even has synergy with the fact that we do dump a fair number of curses in enemy decks, so this is just overall a really, really good action for this class that appreciates having another way to use its modifier deck. The bottom is force 1 enemy within range 3 to perform attack 2, range 2, wound. Consume dark for +1 range. Target 3 enemies of your choice. Sure. Like, it's fine. It's not super impressive. So it's essentially like an attack 3 with advantage, and then 2 attack 2s, assuming you're using, and with obviously you have to use the dark for this bottom really to do anything. All of the wounding, like yeah, it's a respectable amount of damage for a loss at level 7 bottom, but this class has such good level 1 losses, and I'd rather just keep using this top. All right, so Spirit Hunger is 1 ally within range 2 may perform attack 5. If they do, this ally may perform heal X, where X is the amount of damage suffered by the attack. So this is essentially like realistically you could say attack 7, heal 7. It's fine also. I mean, yeah, that's basically all there is to say about it. It's fine. And the bottom is a move 4, heal 2, range 2, and if you consume ice, you get +1 heal, +1 range. Heal 4, move 4, heal 3, range 3 is good, but again, having to create ice is actually a bit annoying for this class because you kind of have to play subpar cards to do it. And at the end of the day, like in terms of non-loss actions, this one is just better than this one. This just gives you something you really, really want on this class, and this gives you something which is fine but not super impressive. And then the initiatives are also a significant tiebreaker here, which is that 29 initiative is something this class appreciates having, and 68 initiative is not. That being said, this class does appreciate having a move 4, but again, it's sort of the same problem with earlier move actions like crushing crap at level 2. I don't know what it's called. Crushing cold, I think. Um, this class from level 1 has move actions which also provide, like, for this class, good initiative. You don't want to take move actions which provide bad initiative because you have so many good cards on this class that you can't afford to have like need dedicated slots for initiative and need dedicated slots for movement. Being able to have a few cards which check off both of these boxes, like some good initiative when I need it, some movement when I need it, but on one single card, is so much better than having to spread this necessity across multiple cards. So like again, this is one of these like kind of similar to the level 3 for Hatchet. If these initiatives were swapped, this would be a very difficult choice, I think. It might actually even be Spirit Hunger, just because having a 29 initiative, I mean, this would just allow you to straight up replace one of your, like, suggestion, for example, with slightly worse initiative, but a better move, which has an effect on it. But at the end of the day, making sort of the better action have the better initiative just makes the choice very easy. Well, if it was heal all allies in range, it would be pretty nutty, but yeah. Anyway, oops. Ultimately, a pretty easy choice here. Even though, again, move 4s are something that we are in the market for. All right, so we've got some cards to swap. Additionally, I actually get to buy another small item from the town quickly with the Voidwarden because I'm level 7 now. I've got another small item slot. We've got the Scroll of Power. So this is interesting with Burn Away the Dark. That does represent a fair amount of damage, but how useful is that damage? I think I'd, wait, where the hell? Oh yeah, it's up here. I think I'd rather honestly just have another stun powder. I have 2 non-loss attacks now, so it's easy enough for me to apply the stun powder. And again, against level 7 enemies, being able to stun on command is just really, really, really valuable. So yeah, stun powder in. So this costs us 18 gold because we have -2 discount. Yep. And then I'm going to gain my 10 gold here. So realistically, I'm just going to gain 8 gold here. So the reason is I had a road event last time, but then I forgot to apply the effects to the beginning of the scenario, so I just had like sort of delayed the effect of the road event here. So I didn't get the gold there for shopping, but then I'll get it after shopping because we're leaving town immediately because we have nothing else to do in town right now. Since we're still hamstrung by being on prosperity 2. All right. In terms of enhancements. So this there. All right, so it's time to do some rejiggering, right? Well, the Voidwarden, we just have to swap this in for a card. So no, 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 maybe, no, 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 no. All right, well, I mean, I guess let's look at the scenario setup. We have 4 stun traps and that's it. Yeah, okay. Stun traps are not very high value. I mean, especially with this. So if there were some like really valuable traps, maybe we consider Lure of the Void and cut something else instead. But at the end of the day, Lure of the Void is just kind of like, in this scenario, it's just a top disarm range 3 non-loss action, which by now, by level 7, is not really impressive enough. And obviously, this doesn't have any synergy with the traps in the scenario. There's no hazardous terrain or anything like that. Because like disarming them and moving them into a stun trap, yeah, golf clap. All right, and shifting our initiatives over slightly with our new and improved initiative. Boom. Okay. Lure the Void, you're out. So then our other characters, we have more serious retooling to do. As I said in between, I think we're just abandoning shield spikes at this point. Shield spikes is something we can use if we're in scenarios against enemies that hit for small amounts. I mean, bones kind of, corpses not at all, cultists kind of, but even then, like, just look at the amount of damage that all these enemies hit for, and look at the amount of shield that we can reach on the red guard. Red guard can realistically reach 2 shield with effort, 1 shield consistently. These enemies hitting for 6 to 8 damage, this just doesn't work. It just, again, this is not indicative of how shield spikes actually functions. There's just 2 problems. First, the problem is we're playing on +3 difficulty. We're level 6 red guard against level 7 enemies. That's not representative of someone's normal experience, but that is our experience. So yeah, on +3 difficulty, and really like we're like +3.5 difficulty here because of how the difficulty scales up after just one character going over the threshold. Shield spikes are just no longer realistic against enemies that deal this much damage and have this much health. Secondly, we just don't have access to the items that are necessary to make this work. There certainly are items like higher prosperity items and solo items, stuff like that, that you can still make shield spikes scale very well, but we're prosperity 2. Again, we're facing level 7 monsters at prosperity 2. So yeah, that kind of just summarizes it all. So at this point, we got to move away from shield spikes. It's not doing the thing anymore. So shield spikes is out, and anything that kind of has to work with shield spikes can also go. So the question is, should we cut Barbaric Instincts? Probably, which is a shame because I would love to have the other level 2 card, but you make your choices, you live with them. So it looks like this and this are probably getting cut. This is still just too good just for the strengthen. This we still want, this we still want. So shield spikes can definitely get cut. I don't feel like I need to heal 2 that much anymore. This I still want. This can get cut. So these are all the cards that we can cut, which is actually really refreshing to have 4 cards that we can cut. So the cards that I would theoretically potentially still want to bring on the red guard are more or less all of these cards. And I mean, theoretically I could be convinced to bring any of these, but I don't think so. I mean, this only if I wanted light, and I don't think I'm going to a world where I really care that much about light either. Okay. So I think there's no world in which Desert Knight's not going in. So like of these 7 cards, we basically have to choose 4 cards that go in. One of these is always Desert Knight. Again, level 7 enemies disarm is just CC is king. So how are my initiatives right now? I've got a 6, a 16, a 19. So I wouldn't mind one more good initiative. And I do also kind of want one more bottom attack to go along with Strangling Chain. Because yes, I know we have Flying Sickle, which is the dream, but then we've got 19 initiative rather than earlier, and also Flying Sickle top is just so good. So yeah, I do like having one more bottom attack, so that basically means we want one of these two cards. I mean, I'm never creating light, so I guess this is still sort of just better. This is one less attack, but wound. Now, the issue is that, yeah, again, everything already has wound, so wound isn't great, but not everything always already has wound. And if things aren't wounded, this is just better than this. But also, like, it can create fire while running from room to room, which provides a little bit more value, the force movement in general. I mean, I guess the immobilize on top, as we've seen, can also be good against melee enemies, but I think Barbaric Instincts is probably a little bit better than Warrior of the Sun. It's also one initiative better, which is a big difference. Okay, do I need more fire, is the question at this point. So I guess I have this that creates fire, but I'm basically bringing this for a bottom. I should also look at tops and bottoms here. We ran into that problem a little bit in the last scenario, although it's difficult because this class has so many different. So let's say that this is a bottom, this is a bottom, this is a bottom. This is a top, this is either, this is a bottom, this is a top, this is either. Yeah, we really do need more tops. So honestly, Blinding Signal looks like it's probably staying in. The biggest reason is that, for this scenario at least, ranged immobilize is very good. It CCs these, it CCs these. It almost always CCs these, and I mean, it's kind of effective against these. It's effective against most enemies in this scenario. So this sort of makes sense. Oh wait, so I only get to put one more card in, actually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I get one more card. So I mean, I got the other good initiative, so we're pretty good. Like, we're good on initiative spread at this point. I don't need to add a 13. Like, I can, but it's not imperative here. Anyway, I could add another fire just with Flaming Sickle. Because yeah, at this point, if I'm creating fire with this, that is my only one source of fire, and I have two cards that really want fire, so I should have another fire in here. And I guess it makes sense for it to be Flaming Sickle, just because, again, I don't need another action that's only a bottom action in Shield Spikes. Even though, like, obviously the Shield Spikes creating fire is better than Flaming Sickle creating fire. So let's go like this. Let's give this a try. See how this goes. Man, we're at level 6, and now we're bringing back in both the Sickles. Like, obviously, I would be much happier to have level 2. Actually, I don't know. The level 2 would basically just replace Blinding Sickle, but against level 7 enemies, it's possible that the Immobilize is just better than doing one more damage and creating one more random element for Master Influence. Alright, so here, it's time. Again, the favorite dream in this party with Redguard winning everything all the time, the new favorite just not doing the thing. So we're going to the new favorite now as a bottom and back to the favorite as a top. Accordingly, we now have a non-lost source of win that we will get every rest cycle. We also do need to pay attention to bottoms and tops here. So this is a bottom, this is a bottom. This is played as a top the first rest cycle. This is a bottom. So yeah, we're very bottom heavy like this. This is a top. This is a bottom. This is a top. This is a bottom. And then, yeah, these are theoretically tops. But I guess this does, I mean, like, for now, we're actually fine because this first rest cycle is like this. So this actually, like, this does even out. This is really either. Is there ever a world in which this replaces retrieval? The issue with using this to replace retrieval is that we never use the top, which means we're not really taking advantage of the wind. Because this is one way to spend the wind, right? And this is just too good to get rid of. Maybe just Rip from the Flesh that gets cut now? I don't know. Rip from the Flesh is fine. It is difficult to use, though. I mean, you needed it for the initiative, but now we've got this initiative. Follow through could also get cut. I mean, follow through is actually just the best candidate, but then we just need another top is the issue. I mean, none of these cards are ever getting cut. That's a given. This is definitely not getting cut. This is not getting cut. Any of these cards theoretically could be cut. So what I want to look at now is the CGO plan, as it's called. We call this CGOing, when we start cutting our better cards and instead of putting in cards which consume wind. All right, so this is an attack 3, range 5 is the thing, but with 21 initiative. So if it ripped, so if we were to ever consider replacing retrieval here, then what we could do is we could go quick turnaround just as a bottom at that point and then bring this in just to consume the wind as a new top. I wonder how well that would play out. Or we just cut this and we just kind of ignore the, I mean, then that leaves this flexible, I guess. Sometimes this bottom is so nice. The red girl can always use healing. There's not a lot of turns we get to play this bottom is the biggest issue because we have to move a lot. It's really just like good. I kind of want to give this a, I think I'd like to play with Rip from the Flesh for one more scenario and just see how it goes. Sort of. Like, how to put this? I'd like to play with Rip from the Flesh for one more scenario and see, and I just want to pay attention this entire scenario to how often we actually use this heal and whether it comes up enough. Also, Rip from the Flesh actually saved us in that last scenario. The top loot was incredible, but one of your loot cards likely retrieval. So the thing with cutting retrieval is that basically then you just, so retrieval is a core action to this class, right? Now, quick turnaround can function as retrieval, but if you do that, then quick turnaround is never a top action at that point, which seems like a shame because you have to have one of these effects. I feel like you're kind of taking a level 6 card and just, I mean, yeah, you're getting a better retrieval, which is great with great initiative, which is very good, and that does still seem like the half of the action we want to use the most. But now that I have wind, I kind of want to try out. I mean, I guess I should actually look at the first room. No traps. At the same time, pushing something for 4 is basically just like CCing a melee enemy. I mean, we could just cut this. I guess at this point, how many moves do we have then? Well, if our plan is to use this for a top sometimes, then we're still going short on movement if we cut this. Because we just have this like move 4. This is just such a good move. And the element is good for Master Influence. God, it's just impossible to cut any of these cards. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I actually think that we're either supposed to cut Retrieval or Rip from the Flesh here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut Care Package. I just had to say it like that. But hear me out. There's actually a reason for this. Is because I actually just want to, like, this will let me sort of evaluate this going forward in a more fair setting. And 3 loot actions is a bit much. Rip from the Flesh is not a loot action. Let's, like, Rip from the Flesh, I'm not even looking at this top. This is just a bottom heal. All right, so well, let me explain why I'm going to do it this way. So by cutting a Care Package here, which is not the ever the correct choice to cut, I can like sort of evaluate how this ends up working. I'm going to just pay attention in this scenario to how often we actually use Rip from the Flesh from the bottom. Again, people are like focusing on this. Just let me. Oh no, come on now. Why does it not want to give me the other things? Let me draw. Oh yeah, no, I'm drawing it's underneath. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, is that better? There we go. I'm not keeping 3 loot actions. I'm keeping 2 loot actions. This is just this. I mean, for the last scenario, this top mattered and occasionally it matters, but this should make it easier for people to understand why I'm doing this. So it's nice on a range class to have non-move bottom actions. Now, this is a peculiar range class in the sense that we do have to move a lot because we have to pick up the favorite. But still, this is just a good non-move bottom action that everyone's happy to have. Whether we can actually use it enough is the question because of how much we actually need to move on this class. That's why I want to just play with it one more scenario and see how often I actually use it and pay attention. I'll even, let's grab a note card. Ripped from heal, move, useful wind. All right, there we go. Now we can just track this Rip from the Flesh and see. I think we probably don't use it enough to justify it, but I actually just really want to pay attention to that. If I cut Retrieval right now, then again, I'm just resigning this to always being a bottom, and I'd like to see how much I can actually use, how useful this top ends up being. I don't want to just take this card and immediately have it only be a bottom. That's the problem with cutting Retrieval immediately. And if I cut Rip from the Flesh, I'm just not going to know whether Rip from the Flesh is still useful or not. It more than anything, it's a shame to cut a level 4 card at level 6 because it maybe could still be good. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut Care Package this scenario, and then I'm going to see which one of these two cards should actually get cut. If Rip from the Flesh remains good, then the correct answer is just probably to cut Retrieval and just use Quick Turnaround as a better Retrieval. If Rip from the Flesh doesn't get used much for a bottom, then we just cut Rip from the Flesh, and that's really easy. Okay, I hope that makes it clear enough. Again, Care Package is not the card that I would recommend cutting at this level. It's just the card that we're going to cut for one scenario to pay attention to how Rip from the Flesh goes. One last time. The thing is, we do already have a non-move bottom action is the thing, right? Oh, yeah, we got to code our new cards. Was this one actually working? Interesting. No, it didn't. Oh, because I placed it in. Right. Sorry, VODs. It's possible that 2 non-move bottom actions is just too many. And we already have Fancy Hat. Oh no, this is not what I want there. I just did some derpy things here. And if that's the case, then yeah, it's easy to cut Rip from the Flesh. Oh no, TTS is starting to bug out. No, don't do it. Why am I doing it like that? Oh yeah, that's stupid. I copy pasted that because it's from the other class, but okay. All right. Oh no, is it really gonna? All right. I feel really bad because I've already started the VOD, but TTS is going to do this thing where it becomes really difficult to manipulate. No one knows why it does this sometimes. I've done something to anger it though. So I actually just need to restart TTS quickly. So what I need to do, otherwise it's just going to be, basically it does this thing sometimes where like you can't scroll in or you click on stuff and it doesn't register the click. I don't know why it does it sometimes. That happens to me too. Yeah. Yeah, it happens to us all the time when we do Frosthaven testing too. It's really obnoxious. It almost always happens. Just resets after a few minutes. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it resets after a few minutes. Sometimes it goes longer. I prefer just to do a quick restart. I think that's the safest way to go. All right, let me just quickly save. Let me move into setup, overwrite. All right. Sorry, I'm just putting the spoiler screen on. Well, the splash screen on because there's some Frosthaven save games. So.
should be good now. So we're ready to get into the scenario. We do have to remember that everyone needs to discard 2 cards at the first turn of the scenario. It's our punishment for forgetting that in the last one. All right. So what are we up to? Oh yeah, this is the classic. 2 cultists in the back, bones in the front. Can't reach the cultists right away, so if they summon, they summon. Oh, Mr. Battle Goals. Yes. There we go. That's the thing we start with. Alright. 5 or more cards at the end. Cause a trap to be sprung. Or disarmed. Well, we don't have lure. I mean, I don't think I'm doing either of these. I'll try to go with 5 or more cards at the end. I don't think that's happening. But you never know. I mean, it's a boss scenario, so that's kind of peculiar. Maybe it's an easy boss scenario. Kill 3 or fewer monsters, or be at 2 or less hit points at the end. Well, we'll go with 2 or less hit points at the end. I don't think we're killing 3 or fewer monsters, although I guess you never really know. Hatchet does kill most of them for us. But 3 or fewer hit points actually seems very doable, again, in a boss scenario. Loot, nope. Nothing to see here. Moving along. Alright. So, yeah, this one we'll keep track of. This over here was just to remind us to discard 2 cards the first turn. So let's try to remember to do that. I guess let's just do that now. Well, no, because we should figure out what we're actually going to do. So we're no longer shield spiking. Impossible battle goal. For Hatchet, it is actually an impossible battle goal. Alright, so we're setting up the favorite. And favorite and favorite and this never heals anything. Yeah, just discarding follow through. It actually makes sense here. Starting like back here, it's gonna be something like this. It's difficult to make it so they can't. I mean, I guess Rigor just has to move up. But that's not too difficult to do. It would be nice if we could get on top of the. But Rigor doesn't actually have access to stuns, is the issue. If we could get on top of the cultists. I mean, I guess technically from here I can pull the elite cultist, but it's only a pull 3, right? Yeah. Oh, it's range 4. Oh crap! I was playing this wrong. I put this range 5 in the last scenario. Yeah, I kind of derped a little bit there. I don't know why I thought it was range 5. Well, actually, I do know why exactly, because it was similarity to something. But yeah, never mind. I played myself. Sorry about that, everyone. I mean, it wouldn't have really mattered. I would have just had to kill the one time when I killed the 2 imps. I would have had to kill the front imp, but the back imp would have just moved up anyway, so it would have been the same outcome. Just the attack would have been a different thing. Good to know. All right, so 4 range. So yeah, I cannot. I mean, it's important to hit the cultist though, so I can just from there I can still pull him to like here and move up into a spot to tank the bones. Getting the cultist forward is kind of like what we need to do. I can't focus on killing these bones first. I need to kill the cultist first. So yeah, this seems to make sense. What's annoying is I won't have fire. It would also just be really nice to do burn away the dark. Is there a world in which we could do that? From here, hit 4 enemies with it? Cheater. Yeah, I know. That's me. I would need someone to potion before me, but that's also doable. But Strangling Chain is just so good here. I don't want to have to give up the top of Strangling Chain, right? Otherwise, I go at 31, but then I mean, I guess Wound is just not even that valuable here, because almost everything here has healing. Let's just lead with this. Getting a shield for this round seems really good. Getting one of the cultists, I mean, just attacking the cultists from the beginning. Praying that somehow the cultists don't flip a summon turn 1, because, you know, cultists. Alright, so I guess in the end we start here. It was all these hexes, yeah. And set up Master Influence. And so the question is, do we do 2 curses or 1 stun? I guess I'd rather save the stun for the cultists, so let's just go with the 2 curses here. Alright, oops, that's not what we want. That's what we want. Alright, I think we're good to go. Let's give everything good shuffling. Oh, we had to discard a card. Sorry, I won't look at this quickly. Oop. So what can we discard here? I guess this is not good at all in this room, because disarming cultist doesn't do the thing. Similarly, not very good. I guess this is actually okay in this room. Even without shield spikes, it does do some things. This is also not very good. I mean, none of these, a lot of cards are not good. Almost all of our cards are not good here. I mean, sorry, no, this is good, this is good, this is, I mean, this is just movement. These are good, and this is good. Like, all these cards are good. The rest of these cards mostly suck in this room. Just creating fire is more useful than this. And immobilizing one of these enemies is just not where I want to be. So let's just get rid of these two cards, I think. Again, neither of these cards are bad. They're just not good in this room. Okay, as for us... I mean, Redguard's moving kind of far away from us, isn't he? Oh, I should not be here on the Voidwarden, by the way. I should be here. Because Redguard's going there. I forgot. I thought Redguard was going to the other side. Anyway, again, I haven't seen what they're doing. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay, maybe just get rid of this here. Kind of need all my attacks. This. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yes. Yeah, because we already played follow through as just a discard here. So in that case, we have a top, a top, even a top if we want, but this can also be retrieval. We've got a bottom and a bottom, and then like, yeah, flex here, sort of flex here as well, so that works. Do we have bets? Oh no, I should make bets. Yeah, I guess a win or lose the scenario bet would be pretty reasonable here. Yeah, I can make one. It's just when we have such a lower viewer count, I don't typically do bets because there's so little engagement with bets, but I'll create one. I mean, will tonic backfire? Sorry, complete prediction. No, it did not backfire. Yeah, sorry, let me make a bet quickly. I'll just do a win or lose bet. Will we successfully complete this scenario? We're essentially at +4 difficulty here on a boss scenario, so I think this is a very fair yes or no. I'm actually like personally very 50-50 about whether we win or lose. All right. I don't remember how difficult the scenario was though. It's been a while since I've done this one, but it's a boss scenario and it's not scenario 8, so I presume it can't be too difficult or too hard or too easy. Too much of a freebie. Okay. So I don't need both of these here. I can just need one of them. So I can certainly discard one of these. Stun is very good in this room. Maybe this is just not so important in this room. Getting poison on a cultist is good, but there's a lot of AoE damage in this room, and I just have a lot of good attacks anyway. I guess yeah, maybe well, I guess I'd rather have them move forward than 23. 23 and 26 initiative. Actually, it does make a difference because they have a 25 on the skeletons, so sure, let's just get rid of these two cards. Here, I think this is reasonable. Yeah, I want all these other cards, I think. Yep. All right. I'll leave a little bit longer for the prediction to finish and for everyone to finish betting, and then we'll go. I put it for 1 minute. It feels like it's longer. Oh, I just missed it. It's probably for the best of everyone else that you missed it, huh? So that they actually have a chance to win? Alright. So, yeah, I guess it's done. We're good to go. Also, hey, Matern. / Calder Droth. I don't know what you prefer. Why did I go later here? This doesn't make a lot of sense, but whatever. Yeah, a pretty nice hot streak. Indeed. Even betting against the house consistently and still winning, huh? Alright, Cultists first, huh? That's not bad, actually. So they have -1 movement, -1 attack. They have 3 movements normally, so 2. 1, 2 to here. 1, 2 to here. Okay, so that's interesting. I like being able to get this cultist to here. I like that a lot, actually. Which I can do. So there's the 25. This is really obnoxious, though. I really want to pull this cultist forward because I really like to get the cultist somewhere we can hit it. But at the same time, I need to move first so that I have advantage on the attack. I mean, I guess I could just accept not having advantage on the attack just to get this cultist in such a good spot for us to kill it. I think that's got to be worth it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen by not having strength on a single attack, right? Come on. Come on. All right, sure. So let's create wind, and we'll make an attack 5, range 4, pull 3. So we will target the elite cultist here. Morning, Gray. Hey, TJ. What's the worst that can happen by not having strength on one attack? What's the worst that could happen? It's so much better to have done it like this. Because then we can move up to here afterwards. The problem is if we move to here to pull this to here, first of all, it puts it a lot further from the hatchet. Second of all, then a bone still gets to come hit both of us. I mean, like, I have a 14 or 12 card deck with 1 miss. The odds of this were so low. Fortunate that, despite that, be that as it may. All right, so now I'm going to do a move to jump, shield 1, strengthen self. A question for you, but I'm on mobile, so it's going to take a minute. No problem. Question away. All right. Well, that really sucked. That really, really sucked. Bones go. So you're 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but proximity. All right, they all go here. They all make attack 3s. We have 1 and 8 shield. Shield spikes looks great here. All right. 0 damage. Sure. I mean, we don't have shield spikes, so there's no reason to wait on these things. So we take 1. And then we use this, and we take 1. So take 2 total. That's fine. All right. Hatchet's up. Gain 2 XP. Activate the favorite. We need to get a favorite token up there. And I can sort of move wherever I want to, but I could go here because this allows me to use bottom heals, but I don't want to be where this can double hit us. So realistically, I guess I can move up here. Not sure that's actually better, but sure, why not? I mean, I guess it, yeah, no, this should be fine. I don't see the red guard leaving that spot anyway. Oh, and then I'm certainly going to use my minor mana potion here to create, I guess, no, the minor mana potion is more valuable on Hatchet than Voidwarden, probably, because Hatchet has such good initiatives now. And Voidwarden actually can use elements. So yeah, I'll use it on Voidwarden when it's Voidwarden's turn now to create fire. So burn away the dark here is obviously pretty good. All right. Why is this still here? Should not be. Okay, so on the Voidwarden, I'm going to gain 2 experience. I'm going to activate Master Influence, and then I'm going to curse myself. I no longer like cursing myself, but it's still like the cost is worth here to just do 2 target curse here to give them 2 curses. It's not worth being patient on this one. All right, and we're done. Yep. I mean, probably just better to do an attack 5 than attack 4. The initiative doesn't really matter too much between these two. I mean, I'm certainly doing this or doing this. I guess I could do this next turn, because by attacking this turn, since I have the stun powder, I can always just stun the cultist if they flip the summon anyway. We have 2 instances of stun powder, so it's pretty safe for us to do that. So I can actually do this, and then next turn I can do this without cursing myself, which at this point, now that I'm level 7, I have 2 actual attacks, is a reasonable upside. And next turn, yeah, I can just do this combo. Yeah, this works well. So let's do these things. We're going to do these things. Sort of the usual, fancy hat ricochet. And we're going to burn everything. So here it's interesting about what initiative we go at, right? Like which other card we play. This is actually really good because it's just 4 direct damage and sets us afire for next turn. But then we have 31 initiative. But 31 initiative is not necessarily terrible because by going after 20, we make it so that if these are going to self-heal, they'll heal after we wound them, which is so much, or before we wound them, which is so much better. So I think this is actually worth it. Like I think 31 initiative is good against these targets. I mean, realistically, the best initiative would be like 21, but all right. Based on the amount of Jaws of the Lion you have played, do you feel that they can slot into base Gloomhaven without having enhancements on cards, or would you like to see a redone ability deck to add enhancement spaces for the base game? Sorry, I've been meaning to ask this a while since my daughter and I have finished Jaws of the Lion, and I want to move her to the base game. But the Jaws of the Lion characters do have enhancement dots on their cards, don't they? Do they not in the physical copy? I don't even know where my physical copy is, but because like here, for example, they have the dots. Do you just mean that like they don't have good enough dots? That like their dots are a little bit too weak? Although I mean like sort of true to some degree. Sorry. So I mean, all right. Again, to the best of my knowledge, they do have the dots. Again, I've only used the TTS version, but I don't know why the TTS version wouldn't have the dots when they wouldn't in the real thing. I think in testing they also had the dots. I don't remember 100% now because I'm old, my brain barely works, or my memory. But um, so I think they have the dots, so the enhancement should be possible. You certainly can enhance them if you play them in base Gloomhaven. You should enhance them if you play them in base Gloomhaven. The only reason that enhancements doesn't exist in Jaws Lion is just for the Jaws Lion characters is because it didn't exist in Jaws Lion. But if you bring them over to Gloomhaven, they have the dots and the rules exist in Gloomhaven to do it, so there should be nothing stopping you from doing it. If your argument is that their enhanced dots are not strong enough, if anything, I would sort of argue that base Gloomhaven didn't give enough consideration to balancing enhancement dots, that the system was added in pretty late in the development process for Gloomhaven, and accordingly, yeah, not a lot of consideration was given to where dots should be and shouldn't be. So, may I haven't noticed, honestly, I'll have to check. I thought they didn't since they don't. No, they do have dots. But yeah, so even though like not there aren't as many strong and or certainly aren't OP dots like there were. Yeah, okay, I thought so. Well, thank you. There are still reasonable dots. Like, I mean, for example, on the Voidwarden, we've got a dot on Wicked Scratch, which is great. And then also at level 4, we have a dot here, which is also very good. The Redguard has a ton of great dots. I mean, the Redguard's just flush with good dots, so Redguard has no issue whatsoever. Hatchet has crappy dots, without a doubt. I mean, like, there's Center Mass and Ricochet, which are both fine dots, and then after that, it gets a bit worse. But I think that's also sort of fair, because Hatchet just gets so much gold that if Hatchet had good dots, it would actually just be too good. So overall, I think the dot, I think yeah, you should have no issue doing that. Moving them over and enhancing away. All right, let's do the things. Summoning. Mm, okay. Okay. So Hatchet's up first. What are the bones up to? Yeah, all right, that's fine. Hatchet's up first. We're gonna do the bottom of Fancy Hat. Could I ever? No, I can never reach this one. I could by moving with boot. I think it's better just to accept that this cultist is going to summon. It would just be too costly to go to try to stop this from summoning here. We would have to like get whacked and knock it to make additional attacks and stuff like that. I mean, like I understand the value of stopping it summoning. This actually kills a 13 health bones, but well, we'll get to that when we get there. I mean, I guess technically, I could instead of doing Ricochet, I could move here, attack this, bounce to here, and then sorry, instead of doing Fancy Hat, I could just move with Fancy Hat, go here, hit this, bounce to here, Stun Powder this. All right, double enhanced Ricochet. I mean, the problem is, CGO, we're at 115 gold. I'm still holding off on doing Snare 27, and we're at Prosperity 2, so I just can't enhance any more cards is the issue right now. So I've double enhanced Ricochet because there's nothing else to enhance. Because we're limited to Prosperity 2. We just can't enhance the third card. And enhancing the other half of Center Mass doesn't make a lot of sense. So by doing this, we would take an attack 4? More impressive you got that much money? Yeah, I don't know. Hatchet, the money just flows in. Can I hijack the stream with more Spirit Island discussion, or should I save it for later? No, you can feel free to hijack the stream with Spirit Island discussion. I mean, again, my general rule for like off-topic discussion is sort of it's fine until it's not fine, which is sort of ambiguous and not a great thing to say, but I think people can kind of understand what I mean. It's good to have a reasonable amount of discussion of other things, and I think this is fine. If it becomes distracting or like eventually, like at some point, it can become too much and sort of take over the discussion. But as long as there's no discussion going on about the game and the other topic discussion is relatively limited, I mean, I'm not saying it needs to be super short, then it's perfectly fine. Feels slightly worse to go off topic with fewer viewers. It doesn't bother me. To me, it feels neither worse nor better. There's upsides and downsides both way. All right. So if I move with Ricochet or with Fancy Hat instead of attacking, I'm missing out on 2 attack on the attack, and then I'm taking 4 damage. So I'm essentially dealing 2 less damage and taking 4 more damage, but I am killing a 13 health skeleton. But I'm also using a stun powder for it. And a turn 3 summon is rough. I wish I knew how many more times. I mean, there are going to be cultists in every room, I think. So stun powder is always going to be useful. I mean, we have such a good turn here, and we would have to take damage. I don't know. This is so difficult. This is really tough. This is a very difficult decision. Chat, what would you do here? Like, I legitimately think either choice is reasonable, so I'm curious what people in chat would do. So to be clear, the 2 options are either I just play Fancy Hat, I play Ricochet, I like attack this and bounce on one of these, throw the favorite here, etc. Or I use Fancy Hat to move to here, or to here, doesn't change too much. I Ricochet attack here, and I bounce the Ricochet to here, and I use the stun powder to stun this cultist. Crawl up in corner and cry. Yeah. I mean, whatever. They didn't turn 1 summon, and we can't complain too much about turn 2 summon. So this cultist is always getting stunned by the Voidwarden using stun powder. So the issue with doing this is that we do 2 less damage, we take 4 more damage, and we use our last stun powder. We'll be out of stun powders at that point. But the positive is we don't get another bones in this room. I really don't know if it's correct or not. Like, I really have no idea. Legitimately, I think you can make a very reasonable and balanced argument either way, to just accept the bones and just try to kill it with AoEs, or to try to stop the bones because it's, I mean, effectively like 13 plus 1 shield is what, like 16 effective health minimum more in this room that you have to get through, and another attacker for 3. Ricochet plus stun powder seems like the coolest option. Fair. CGO, if you're still here, which would you do? I'm curious. Since I know the rest of the scenario, I think stun powder here is best. Yeah, so basically what you're saying is, because this is a boss fight room, and maybe in this room there's only like 1 cultist or something like that, or a more manageable amount of cultists, stun powder is basically best at this cultist here, and is going to be less useful later on. Fair. Okay. Well, that's 2 votes for the stun powder plan, so let's go for it. Default move to here, so I guess the only question now is should we go to here, here? The other annoying thing, I mean, I guess there's another thing I didn't consider, which is by doing this, we're going to have to put the favorite here, or just not use the favorite this turn. I guess not use the favorite this turn is actually the answer, because I really don't want the favorite in this bones. I would have to go all the way over there to get it. Or I use the favorite here. Interesting. And then what do I do afterwards? The next turn I could do a move 3, like this, and then repeat shot him. So like this plus boots plus repeat shot. I mean, that does actually work, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Push this like there. Who knows what that does? Hit you. And that allows us to focus on occultist, which I guess is actually what I want to do. If I'm doing that, I should go here then. All right. Yeah. Sure. So we'll move there with Fancy Hat. We'll use the top of Ricochet. We will attack this bones here and splash to this cultist here. I will use the goggles on this. I will use the stun powder on this. I will use the favorite on this. I'll use the favorite targeting the cultist here. Okay. So we have an attack 3 with advantage targeting this bones, and then an attack 6 with advantage targeting this cultist. There we go. Okay. So that's a 6 to the bones, so 5 damage. The dagger every time. That's back-to-back scenarios where when we use the stun powder on a target, we flip the stun. We have 1 stun modifier in our 16 card deck, and both times we've used the stun powder on a target, we have flipped the stun modifier. which is, again, 1 modifier out of 16. I mean, so here it's 2 out of 16 that we flip it on this target. God. Again, this is not a reasonable expectation. All right, so we did 6 damage here, and we did 5 damage here. It's happened to me too many times, yeah. It is definitely a nullish, for sure. Flaw. God. It never fails. I know, right? It's like... All right, well, we're up. So I'm going to consume fire, gain 1 experience, create fire. So boom, boom. I'm going to do an attack 1, target all enemies within 2 hexes. So I'm going to hit all of them. I'll do bottom to... No, I'll do the cultist first and then bottom to top. So cultist and then 4, 1, 3. All with advantage. Cultist, 2 damage. Bones, 2 and immobilize. I'll place the immobilize so I don't forget. Not sure that matters. Pretty sure it doesn't. Yeah, no kidding. All right. So this far we're at a 2, a 2, 3, and fire, and a 2. So 2 here is 1, 3 here is 2, 2 here is 1. All right, Voidwarden's up next, so I'm going to do my attack 4 curse, targeting this cultist here, give them a taste their own medicine. Going to use my stun powder. Boom. Happy to have that now. Okay, it's not bad. Give you 1 healing, do 4 damage here, and stun you. And give you all 1 more curse. Okay, and then I'm going to 1 ally or enemy within range 3 may perform attack 3. Blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm going to consume the wind with this because these elements will stay. So this is attack 4, range 3 with advantage. Now this is where it gets a little bit wonkier, huh? This is where we have harder choices. So, man, and actually legitimately really hard choices, right? God, this room, I love playing Gloomhaven when there are a lot of interesting and difficult decisions to make. This is Gloomhaven at its best, right? So, this we no longer have. I can use this cultist to attack one of the bones, specifically this one because it's pretty close to dying. The advantage of that is that I'm going to get a free curse on the attack, which is obviously a pretty big upside. I could use an ally to attack. Basically, otherwise, so it's either that or I think the Red Guard's deck is just so much better than ours. I mean, I guess let's see what's already been flipped here. The miss and the -1. Yes, we only have a -2. I mean, we don't have a crit either. We've got a +2 and just like a lot of +1s, basically. Yeah, so otherwise, we could use the Red Guard's deck to attack this cultist. The argument for that is we're basically always getting a +1 here. Essentially impossible not to. I think it actually might be impossible not to. We have the -2 already flipped, and we have our... No, so I guess we could literally flip just the -2 and the 0 together. Yeah, that's actually not improbable. There's only 4 cards left. But by doing a 4 damage attack on this cultist, then typically the hatchet should kill it next turn, which is a pretty big deal, right? Because just eliminating one of the cultists is obviously a dream, but getting 1 more curse in their deck is also very good. How likely are we to kill this, I guess, is the question. Oh crap, I forgot to do this as well, sorry. I actually did forget to do the 1 direct damage to everything here. How likely are we to kill this next turn if we don't make that attack here on it? So again, we're just going to be making an attack 5 on it because of repeat shot. And we're not really going to be going to contribute to it, so I think we're actually supposed to hit it. It sucks to miss out on a free curse. Oh, this is stunned anyway. I can't even use this. Never mind. Never mind. All right, so Red Guard, attack Cultist. Do the thing. Okay, nice. So this is a 4 plus 2 is 6. I guess I could have just done it in a different order if I wanted to do it correctly. I could have made him, but I've already flipped, so it's too late now. Also, it would have made sense to do it in different... No, because the curse goes in their deck. But yeah, if I was going to do this, I needed to do the other thing first. I still think this just made more sense. It's just a safer play. Other would have been greedy. All right, so the third campaign, Spirit Haven. A kit bash of Gloomhaven and Spirit Island, where the character classes are the spirits converted into Gloomhaven, and the scenarios are all about dealing with colonial imperialism. Now you can talk about the best of both worlds. Now you can talk about both games at the same time. I never flip curse modifiers until there's already 10 curses in the monster deck, or the attack ends up killing. First world problems. I play it every time I muddle on an enemy, they flip 2 curses, absolutely. I'd also play Spirit Island as Gloomhaven classes. Oh, wait. That's what you said. Yeah, it feels bad. I think that's more the design of advantage disadvantage than the mechanic of cursing. In that case, I'd also play Gloomhaven classes as Spirit Island spirits somehow. So the real question is which Gloomhaven classes or which Spirit Island spirits? All right. Cultists go, lose the stun, take 1 from the wound, lose the stun. Living Bones go. Take 1 from the wound, lose the immobilize, doesn't really matter. Take 1 from the wound, take 1 from the wound. All right, so each of these can only hit here. This one can hit both. So it's going to be 3 attacks on the red guard. No, Hatchet. All right, sorry. 2 attacks on the red guard. Let's do this first. So attack 4s. A bit painful. Nice. Okay. We have no defensive items left. Curses are nice, though. And this one goes to Hatchet first and then red guard. CGO! Oh, no. Oh, God. But so, like, what I mean is if we'd done the other thing, if we hadn't stunned this one, then the hatchet wouldn't be getting hit. This curse would have been, or this crit would have been flipped into someone with a helmet. This would have been +0. It's only because we moved up that, of course, this bones, and it's 1 hit on someone who doesn't have a helmet, flips a crit. I mean, we can't spend a loss here. We just have to try not to get attacked after this. Yeah, which is not so easy given where we're going next. We might just be going in Viz next turn. God damn, that's so bad. Yeah, I missed there. Longboss suggested it too. Yeah, Blah suggests a lot of things. He suggested it because it was cool. You suggested it because it was a good idea. I blame you more. No, I'm just kidding. CGO and blah. Newman. Wait. This is the bottom of Standfast. If you use that on a Bones, you get to use their multi... Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought about that. I should have used it on the Bones then. Well, too late now. I completely forgot about getting their multi-target. God, Standfast is broken. It's almost like you're playing digital. You know. Yeah, so instead of using the red guard to attack here, I should have used the bones to attack here, hit here, and then hit the cultist as well. The downside of that is we would use our deck. We're much more likely to flip a 0 and not get the +1 here that we needed. The upside is obviously we just get another attack here. Forgot about the multi-target. Man, should have stand pushing that immediately. Well, anyway, we know what we're doing here. It's these 2 cards. We know what we're doing here. It's these 2 cards. And praying not to die to a really mean bonus flip. We have fire. This gives us a shield. This does a bunch of direct damage and gives us more shield. I mean, even though we don't have shield spikes up, I think this is actually just the best thing to be doing here. Just, like, doing a bunch of AoE. Putting a Strangling Chain here is fine because the Voidwarden's going to attack it, but ultimately, yeah, I think AoE is just better. It's just more efficient, at least. And we can do Strangling Chain next turn. Yeah. When both allies might attack the cultist, please no summon. Okay. Oh, no, not self-heal. Oh, no! This is the bad. This is the bad. Oh, it's the self-heal, too. This is really bad. This is actually the worst. Alright, well, red guard's up first. I'm going to consume the fire to create new fire to gain 1 experience. I'm going to get 2 shield. I'm going to do 1 direct damage to everything adjacent. Hey, Keith. So, 1, 1, 1, and 1. I have 2 shield. And that's my turn. Yeah. Yep. All right, so then the bones are going. So they're each taking 1 from their wounds. 2 more attacks on the red guard. They attack for 3. Yeah, no damage there. And then this one hits the cult or the hatchet. Come on now. And then the red guard again. And we just take 1 here. All right. And then they all heal themselves, undoing our hard work with the wound. All right, we're done here. Hatchet's up. We're going to do a move 3 with the bottom of center mass. To here. Do I want to push? No, I don't really want to. I mean, I need to go survive after this, but I get to go at 11 initiative next turn, so this is safe. There's no reason to go invis. Technically, cultists can go at 10, but again, this cultist we should kill, and this cultist is there. All right, so we're going to attack the cultist that we should kill with repeat shot. We gain 1 experience. This gives us an attack 5, targeting this cultist. Jeez. Sure, that's fine. It's dead, and the favorite is now here. I don't have a great turn next turn, but that's fine. We'll make it work. We'll be just fine. All right, cultist goes. Suffers 1 damage from wound and attacks into the red guard. There's the crit. All right, we only take 1 because we have 2 shield up. This attacks for oh no, it attacks for 4. Yeah, I'm sorry. And we also get a curse. A bit annoying because we have such a nice tight deck. What did I miss on the top of Rift from the Flesh? So basically, I was just trying to decide which card I should cut between to put in level 6 between Care Package, Retrieval, and Rip from the Flesh. I actually like people. Well, so I think that I'm supposed to cut Retrieval or Rip from the Flesh and not cut Care Package, but basically I wanted to pay attention to how useful Rip from the Flesh actually the bottom actually was for a scenario, which isn't why I did this. This gets further. Basically, people were arguing, trying to justify that I should cut Retrieval or Rip from the Flesh because I don't need 3 loot cards. And my point was simply to make that Rip from the Flesh isn't a loot card. It's just a bottom heal 3 range 2 at 20 initiative. Admittedly, it was a loot card in the last scenario where we specifically had a scenario objective where we needed to loot, but otherwise it's just not a loot card. Like this card has a bottom, it doesn't really have a top. And so this is like this just to remind everyone that this is the reason we are playing Rip from the Flesh. For the bottom, not for the top. The question is basically like whether the bottom is still useful enough, because whether we can, as this class, afford 2 non-move bottom actions. The reason that so there's justification for replacing Retrieval with quick turnaround, which is that this is just a better Retrieval, but with great initiative. But at the same time, then you're like giving up on using the top of quick turnaround ever if you do that. So yeah. So basically, I just want to see like if I'm just supposed to do that, or if I'm supposed, or if realistically, like, if Rip from the Flesh bottom just doesn't get used enough because it's too hard to have 2 non-move bottom actions alongside Fancy Hat, and accordingly this one should just be cut. Because if we don't use this for a non-move bottom action often enough, then this card is not worth bringing because it doesn't have a top, and just to move to a 20 initiative we can do better. Like I'd rather just have Carrot Baggage. All right. Fair. So Cultist done. Voidwarden's up. So Voidwarden. We're going to consume the dark with the bottom of Freeze the Soul and stun this cultist, which is perfect that it went before us and did something we didn't really care about, because now we don't even have to worry about this next turn. And then I'm going to make an attack 5, range 3 muddle. Now this is a more difficult choice, because the muddle is a form of mitigation. It's probably worth hitting something else here. The question is, what? If I had range 6 or 4, I would hit this one, but I don't. I guess I'll hit number 1. I don't know that it really matters much. I guess number 1 is more likely to... I mean, whichever one we hit is also more likely to die, so who knows. Sure, let's just hit number 1 with this. I mean, we have to kill all these things anyway, and I think the added mitigation is worth something here. So let's just do this. Okay, nice. So this does 5 damage. Gives them a curse. Definitely, like, you know, it's not exactly the same, but this is a perfect example of why I'm so much happier to have that than the dark grading nonsense. I mean, I guess at the same time, the dark grading nonsense, we could actually use this coming turn. So I don't know. I guess this would have been about the same. Mm-hmm. Oh, the muddle. I knew I was missing something. All right. Now we're just playing these two cards. Should I have used my weighted net there? Probably, because we could actually do some shenanigans here with multiples of these being immobilized. Fair, Queely. Alright, this always goes before anything except the suicide bomb, which we don't really care about either. Oops, these should be discarded. What are we up to here? I don't have range to Wicked Scratch unless the red guard comes back over here, but we don't really want that because then bones hit multiple targets. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just playing the move and this then. This makes sense. Alright, so Bone Standard, Cultist Stun. Alright. So Hatchet's up first. So in Hatchet, we're going to use the... So how likely is it that we would kill this then is the question. No, but I mean, even if we kill this, then another one will come take its place. Yeah, I've got to move here. Oh, but my initiative is a shame. I guess if I kill this, it's good then, huh? Well, then the muddle, but yeah. I think that probably makes the most sense. So let's use Rip from Flesh as default move too. Yeah, I mean, why am I using Roman numerals here? This is silly. We're doing things digitally. I would just have to, yeah. Okay. We're going to use this for default move 2, plus use the boots to get a total of move 3. I'm going to go to here. Don't have the favorite yet, though, obviously. So care package would have been better here. We'll do an attack 4, range 3, push 2, targeting this bones here. Trying to kill it. Nice. Perfect. Exacxies. What's our things again? Oh, we have to one-shot an enemy? We're not done that yet. 2 or less save points at the end, and 5 more cards at the end. Alright, so we're the only one we have to pay attention to during this scenario. Okay. So red guard's up next. So I'm going to use the top of Strangling Chain, Consuming Fire. Yeah, I guess the Dark Flip would have been good there. Well. Guess we'll see. Yep. Game 1 experience, and this gives us an attack 3 targeting this cultist. Definitely focusing down this cultist here, because now, I mean, the sun's only lasting this turn, so it's time to do the things, right? All right, so draw attack modifier. Nothing else special to do here. No. Okay, so 4 damage, and it's strangled. All right. And then if I go here, I just get a free coin. The freest of coins. Is this fine to go there? How is... The thing is, I need to be able to be range 2 from the Voidwarden, but in a way that the Void... I mean, I guess what I actually want to do is to go to here, and the Voidwarden can gift me the attack, and then can move back. 1, 2, 1. Ooh, but that's... Then this is going to go hit here. I can't do that. Ugh. But I don't want the Voidwarden getting attacked. This is actually a bit annoying. I guess I should have strangled this one. This is also immobilized. I didn't place that, but it doesn't matter. I'm not sure that there's an easy way to do what I want to do here. Basically, I don't want to let any of these hit multiple targets. I would need to use Wicked Scratch to hit this, which means I have to be within range 2 of the Voidwarden. But if the Voidwarden moves, then one of them's hitting 2 targets. And if I move, there's nowhere... I mean, like, again, I can go here, which allows the Voidwarden to gift and then move back. But then this is going here, actually, because Hatchet went before Redguard. So I have to actually always stay adjacent to this one. I cannot let this go attack there. So I have to stay adjacent, and I have to stay adjacent to this. I mean, that's literally one of these two spots. Yeah, the void has to get hit once. There's no way around it. So I guess in that case, I'm just moving to here to get the coin because the coin is free. All right, Voidwarden's up next. So I'm going to use the bottom of suggestion as a move 3. There's a chance I long rest here, so let's just go ahead and use our boots. Even if I don't long rest here, it's more or less the same. I'll long rest here, or I'll stand potion here and long rest next turn. Oh no, I can't go like that actually. No, because then I would get hit by 2. So actually, oh no, no, it has to be like this then. Yeah, I can't go grab the coin because if we go here, I mean, I guess I could go here and just not move as much is the thing, and then only one hits the 2 of us. But then I'm not moving as much, which sort of sucks. If I stand still and the void moves up, they don't get hit. Hmm? Don't they? Oh, just to here. If I move just to there, that's true. Yeah, yeah. So if I only go there, so basically I could use a move 4 here and instead move 1. The question is taking an attack 3 worth 3? Like, is it worth to lose 3 life for 3 movement? And the answer is probably yes, right? For 2 movement, I guess. I should have a YouTube command, you're right. Sorry, I'll have to work on that. Oh, sorry. Let me catch up with chat a bit. I wasn't watching the stream when this started. What's the goal with this playthrough? Playing outside of just trying the line classes? Planning on doing the full campaign experience? Retiring? Yeah, so basically I'm going to play these characters for a while. I'm going to get them to level 9, play a little bit at level 9, and then after that I'm going to play with the Diviner and probably some other starting classes. Yeah, so soul for a move, exactly. We can spend a little bit of our soul to move. So the thing is, if we end up long resting, then it's worth it to take the damage to move, right? But if we don't end up long resting, then it's not. How likely can we long rest next turn? Probably not so likely. There's still a lot of enemies in the room. Like, I mean, we're still looking at what, 22, 27 health plus the shield, so at least 30 health. After this attack, yeah, it's not enough. No, we can't long rest. So if we're not going to long rest, it's better not to get hit. All right, let's go there. So Redguard has to put the coin back. Attack 3 versus 11 health is a trade I'd totally take. In general, yes. It just depends how quickly we would use the life. But, or how quickly we recover the life. I don't know. The point is more also that I'm not sure how much I actually am going to need to move for a little while if we have to keep fighting here. So I don't know that it helps that much to move, and I can't even move the entire distance. I'll just not use these. This is fine. I think this is actually still better. All right, so we're going to gain 1 experience. We're going to create Dark, and we're going to give the Redguard an attack 4 with advantage targeting the Cultist. Create here would be amazing. No, but generating fire is okay. Okay, so 4 with advantage is 6, plus 2 from Strangling Chain is 8. Put this down to 4. Thank you, Blah. Appreciate it as usual. Loses the stun, takes 1 from the wound, bones go. So 3 and 4 both attack the Redguard here. Their attacks are for 3 each. We have no inherent defenses this turn. Oh, I was still stamina pushing. Yep, I'm gonna stamina pushing. Give me a second. I'll just do these things anyway because I started flipping. It's not that the +0 changed my mind on that. So we take 3 and 2. It's just because I have a card to go and a pretty obvious turn here with stamina potion. Up, 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 up. Where are you? This. So we can stun the cultist again, going early, while also healing the Redguard, which is sort of essential. Oops. So these are for our next turn. And by using it 11 cards, we get an additional turn. All right. Okay, so who can long rest, who can short rest? So this we're gonna stun. It does get another turn. Is this the Gloomhaven Fantasy mod? I had heard the Jawsline classes don't integrate with the initiative tracker and such in it. They do. You just need a special mod for it.
Well, actually, if you go to the YouTube link above that someone just linked in the chat, I mean, someone else could probably give you the actual link to the video. I made a video that actually links the correct mod, which is the one that blah blah found, that allows you to use the Jaws line characters in basically in the fantasy setup. I don't know that it's ever double long rest here. I mean, it's definitely one long rest. I think it's not double long rest, but maybe. Ah, you did make a mod. Perfect. Thank you, Blah. You're amazing. It works great. We're using it now. Yeah. Uh, so what is the bad thing that can happen if I with this plan? Basically, these doing the 74. How many cards have they flipped at this point? One. So they're 1 out of 7 to go 74. And it allows you to integrate them in the middle of a campaign existing save. Yes, absolutely. You just have to do. I mean, yeah. If you watch the video, it'll explain how. Exactly. You just additive load. Precisely. I think I'm inclined to not long rest. Hatchet's the worst one not to long rest on, though, right? I think it's a short rest here and a long rest here. Is the thing. I have such a good turn with Hatchet from where I am here. Yeah, I think it's better. It's safer to short rest here, long rest here. Okay. Retrieval's out. Normally not something I would have accepted, but here it's fine. Well, Blah and the person that made the mod are both heroes in my mind. This plus this. They don't need to be mutually exclusive, exactly. Porque no los dos. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alright, Hatchet's up. We use Fancy Hat plus Ricochet. So here, I'm going to bounce to here in the end. I'm not going to stun this. I'm just going to stun one of these. Because, all right, so here's the thing with stunning this. I still will have to deal with this one more time because it'll have one effective health left. If I just hit it here with the Ricochet, it's just over. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, I mean, it sucks not to have God rolls for this for sure, but I'm going to use Ricochet, Fancy Hat. I'm going to throw the favorite targeting this Bones here. So this is going to be an attack 7, and this is going to be an attack 4 in that order. Okay, beautiful. Wow. Sometimes lucky. Now this just lets us have the perfect long rest turn. This was just such a better play, I think. Even if I'm like, all right, well, better in the short term, maybe worse in the long run. We'll see. Voidwarden goes, consume the dark to do stun, range 3, and not curse ourselves, stunning you. And then we heal 6 here. Gain 1 XP, and put a bless into their deck. Yeah, I mean, now I do miss the movement a little bit, because I am in a long rest, but... Alright, Living Bones loses the stun. And that's the end of the round. We get our long rest here. This goes here, here. What the hell? Oh, I put all the cards I discarded at the beginning of the scenario in the lost pile, not in the discard, except for on Hatchet for some reason. Whoops. I was like, there's no way I should have this few cards already. Okay. You're out of here, for sure. Least useful card by a significant margin. Alright. Yeah, Voidwarden can definitely take a long rest here. Doesn't refresh anything, but just lets us choose what to lose. Favorite is here. I don't want to rethrow the favorite, so it doesn't give me much to pick it up quickly. Like to use quick turnaround for it. Because I never want to throw the favorite at this enemy to have to run all the way down here to get it.
could use this here and just basically kill this enemy with a Strangling Chain plus Flying Sickle, but I'd really like to have Flying Sickle for the next room. This enemy's just not threatening enough, I think, to warrant using such a good card. So I think I'd rather just use Swift Strength, move away, and immobilize him. Seems good. Before he can possibly move. Seems to make sense here. Also just uses 2 cards, which are fine, but not impressive. And then on Hatchet, rather save my big moves and good cards. Is this getting used for a default move 2 again here? I think it is. I mean, I guess this is similarly bad, but I'm going to be moving next turn, so there's almost no world in which I'm using Rip from the Flesh. Anyway, I'm surely attacking with this here. The question is just which one of these cards I'm playing. I guess there's a better chance of me using... I'm not creating wind next turn anyway, so let's just go like this. Yeah, sorry. In the video, I should have clarified that by now. It does work, as Long Black clarifies. Yeah, none of us made the link. I mean, the author, if you click on the link in the video, it'll take you to the Steam page, which should give you the author's name. I clicked it twice, but that's fine. All right, red guard's up. Move 2, gain level shield. I guess we have to go to here in the end. Create light, and attack you for 3. Strengthen is a hell of a drug. Great fire. 3 is 5 is 4. And this is immobilized. Oh yeah, speaking of, where's our... we lost it again? Hold on. Oh, of course they're included. Ace of Spades. Here is our... have you not seen our beautiful Sand Devil? Sand Devil goes vroom vroom. Oops. Maybe more like this time. No, that's too orange. Yeah, see, they included a Sand Devil, which is ready to go. And hold on. I mean, not that anyone would ever use this, but there's also included the thing from the Voidwarden. And that's the Voidwarden's obstacle thing. You see? Looks perfect. Maybe it's not that color. I guess we were supposed to make it black, but in the end we just made it transparent. Let's make it... maybe like... well, it seems no matter what color we make it. Honestly, this is pretty appropriate, because this represents how often this will be used by the Voidwarden. Yeah, I'm sure. All right, anyway, so we go now, we use the bottom of follow through as a move 2, we go to here, we're going to get the favorite, but obviously not until after we attack. We're going to make an attack 4 with center mass targeting this. So 4 damage. And we get this and this. And that's it. Loses immobilize. Oh, that's fair. I could do that as well. I mean, but my Sand Devil is beautiful, and as is my what is the what is the stop of Stand Fast even called? I guess we'll figure it out in a second. Black card of not goodness. I think it's black something. Or no, it's just called the ward. Ah, yeah, the ward. I don't know why I thought it was. I guess because it's just like black and dark and all that stuff all the time. Maybe I'm just thinking of a Deathwalker thing. Anyway, yeah, the ward. Good point that no one would know what it's called. So 2 questions. One, does the yep, they got this. The ward, yeah. The reason why it's called the ward is because the ward is where you end up if you try to play this card for the top and don't use the bottom.
All right, so what do I want to lose here? When you put it down, now she's just Voidwarden. Ah, yeah, there you go. I want every one of these cards. God, the Voidwarden has so many good cards. Is it actually Gift of the Void we're losing here? Hold on, let's check the boss's immunities. Is she immune to poison? She is not immune to poison. We have no other way of applying poison. We're never getting rid of Gift of the Void before we see this boss. That's 100% given. Okay. Uh, so it's probably Freeze the Soul. It's so good. Now, there are cultists still in this scenario. I can't get rid of Freeze the Soul while they're still cultists. Maybe just this. Curse isn't so useful against the boss. I mean, this is a pretty crazy loss when we're fighting the boss, though. I mean, God, how do you, like, how do you live on a Voidwarden when you have nothing but good cards? Every single one of your cards is just so good. Yeah, yeah. I think, is it, could it really ever be the last journey? I mean, these cards aren't so good, they're just necessary, I guess is the thing, especially since we're still back here. We've got a long ways to go. I can definitely not give up a move 4. I'm never giving up this. Gift of the Void is actually sort of fine to give up because I just have so many good attacks now anyway, but it's the poison. It's just like I have no other single source of poison other than random flips, and poison on the boss is obviously way too useful, so I just have to keep this until we get to the boss. If we're into boss fight, I would just get rid of this here. This is insane. These are like, I mean, like this is sort of the tempting thing to get rid of, but again, just it's just simply the fact that they're occultists makes me want to keep this. Can I ever just get rid of suggestion and just never make it through the scenario? Yeah, it seems like a reasonable plan. Yeah, no, if I get rid of suggestion, I just never make it through the scenario. So I can, I mean, do I just get rid of this and just accept that we'll just deal with cultists a different way? It's not given that we're going to be able to use this on cultists, but it is very good against them. Personally, I drop Freeze the Soul. Yeah, I mean, like, I would normally drop Freeze the Soul, it's just I'm afraid there are cultists in this next room and I need it. Exactly. I mean, everything you say here is right. The real question is, like, is it maybe the last journey? Is Freeze the Soul maybe better than the last journey? I guess getting curses before we go into the last room is also really good. All right, let's lose this. I might. Oh, God, no, I'm just gonna regret not having this against cultists. No, no, no. If there are cultists in the next room, I just have to have this. I don't know whether there are or not. I guess maybe you do. I don't remember. Now let's lose this. Let's lose this. I mean, again, if I have perfect information, I somehow know that there aren't cultists in the next room, then I would just lose Freeze the Soul, or that they're never gonna flip a summon. But I don't have any other stuns. Like I legitimately have no stuns. I don't have stun powders left. I have no other stuns in this party whatsoever. This is my only way of stopping cultists from summoning. So I'm not using it anytime soon. I mean, that's not exactly true. We'll see. I understand what you're saying, like that it's going to be difficult to use non move bottom, but at the same time, we have to be able to use it, otherwise we just can't beat summons, right? Uh, we're pretty deep in a campaign. I'm about to retire my music node and transition to Jaws line characters. Which one do I pick? Pick Void. Oh, well, it depends. Did you really like Node or not? Either pick Voidwarden or Redguard. Boom. All right, let's go like this. God, it would have been better just a short rest. I wouldn't have had to make this terrible decision. Okay. So, wish I had my other range attack 3 right now, huh? So we're just doing this and this here. Killing him with that attack 3, presumably. If not, we can also have this as an option. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. We get to move 2, right? Yeah. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably something like that. Yep. And just do a heal here. Yep, yep. Yep. Yeah. Yep, yep. And so here I can just do this. create some elements for the next room, and I might as well just do, well, is creating fire useful? Yeah, creating fire is probably useful. I guess I'll just do this now, and then next turn we'll go in with like this plus this. Initiative is an issue then, huh? All right, so let's do this then. I need to create fire next turn. I mean, basically I need to go before 11 or 15 next turn if we're entering the next room. The next turn. Hmm. Well, that's a bit of an annoyance. All right, this heals for 2 and has 1 additional shield. Well, okay. Voidwarden's up. I'm gonna do a move 4 with the bottom Resign Frenzy. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. I guess there's no real reason not to just use my boots now. Yeah, it makes it more realistic to even potentially do a non-move bottom next turn, just by going like this to here, and then I just do a heal 6 here. Gain 1 experience, and throw in a bless. Okay. Hatchet's up. I'm gonna do an attack 3, range 3 with the beat shot, targeting you. I could use this, but it's kind of crazy to use this here because we just have too high of a chance of missing. Okay, that's funny. So our attack is a 4. Pushing it would be useful, but then I won't get to disarm it on. I won't get to make an additional attack here with red guard, so I think that's not worth, sadly. So this is just a 4, so 2 damage. Good question, Blah. Pumpkin seeds are also delicious, though. Oh, but you're complaining because it's difficult to get to them. Fair. All right, create dark and ice, and make an attack 2 disarm with targeting here with advantage. That's annoying. That is really annoying because now we still have to deal with this at some point. All right, and then I'm doing move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to move here after having gone. I would never have healed, I would have just moved, even though this does still have to be dealt with. So, yeah, as expected, rip from the flesh, no bueno. All right, it's time to go in and start shooting. So win and blasting. All right, create wind, yes. Even then have wind for this, not that really matters. This is also just a great entering combo. Long range attack, create fire, never know. Seems good. All right, so what are we up to here? So if we go here, then we can do Gift of the Void. If something's here, we can potentially pull something to here. So this actually does work, doesn't it? Doing like Gift of the Void plus Stand Fast here. Or even better, this. Yes. Yeah. This makes perfect sense because then we get to stun before they do the bad. We're gonna get another curse for ourselves, which is a little, no, we're not. There's dark. Perfect. All right, red guard's up. So I'm going to do a move 4 that creates fire. Oh, the cultists are over here. Oh no. Oh no. And we have dark ready for these things? Oh no. Okay. Oh yes. It's fine. Please don't. Okay. Whew. All right. Cool. Cool. So we're gonna go to here. And guess I'll just go for number 1 first, huh? Oh, I shouldn't have the strength then anymore, sadly. Which is sad because I'm making attack 5 with disadvantage now. Alright, so I'm going to create wind. I'm going to do an attack 5, range 4, pull 3. I'm going to target this one. All right, here we go. Yep, yep, of course. Of course. All right, and we're done there. Hatchet's up next. So then I'm going to do the bottom of the new. I mean, I guess if I pull him to here, then it's easier to make this attack first, right? Yeah, because we are playing Jaws line of sight rules, so we have line of sight here. All right, yeah, so we can just attack first this way. So I can consume the wind just for an experience, because why not? It's nice to finally get a little bit of experience on Hatchet. So we'll just make an attack 4, range 3, targeting you. I will use the favorite here. No, I will not. I will absolutely not use the favorite here. I don't have goggles, and I have a 1 out of 3 to miss on this. I will not use the favorite on this attack. What is ADG? Oh, attacks gain disadvantage. Gotcha. Man, this mod. All right, let's just attack here with disadvantage then. Oh, man. Could have hit. Oh, well. So it's 5 damage, right? It was an attack 4, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot to do picture in picture again. All right, well, this time it's not too late. I'm sorry, everyone. This was just not my day for some reason. Here we go. There we go. Sorry about that. Could I move up enough to actually punt someone into a trap? Never ever, right? With a move 4? All right, so realistically with a move 4, I could go, if this were not here, I mean, either way, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no. How much movement would I actually need? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be the minimum amount of movement I would need to push something into a trap. Don't think I can move that much unless I'm missing something here that I don't have access to, but yeah. You mean you're not playing with a very thematic wall behind blocking line of sight? If that back demon was closer, you'd be able to do it? Because the curvature? Yeah. So yeah, no, I guess what is the... Oh, because yeah, because this. Yeah, you push them around corners, right. You're right, yeah. Yeah, I understand what you mean. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one with a push 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so this would be 1 short. Yeah, you're right though. It is actually very close. If this team was back 1 more, if this team was up 1 more, I would have been able to do it. Although again, this is based off of something that doesn't actually make sense. But yeah, it is technically correct. All right, so then I've got to move 4 here. That creates wind. So I'm going to create wind. And move up. Oh no, I gotta stay here. Voidwarden needs me. Voidwarden needs me. All right. Living Bones goes, of course. Heals itself. God, these bones. This one stupid bones is actually just gonna come from behind and kill me. It's 2 movement. So it goes to here and heals itself for 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. You never pushed a hard guy so hard to boomerang around the corner? No, I have not. And while this is technically a rule, it is not a rule that I personally subscribe to. Even though I am playing rules as written, I guess I technically would do it, but yes. That is not typically my style to take advantage of that, I guess is the best way I could put it. 2, doesn't have range to heal anyone. 1, 2. It's wacky, clumsy night demons, yeah. Oh, crap, I don't get to stun this before it goes. I would have never pulled this to here. Whoops, to there. Then I don't get to do... No, then I get to do the things. Yeah. Sorry. I made a small mistake here. For some reason, I thought the Voidwarden was going to get to stun this one before. I should never have pulled this to here. We're using Jaws line rules, so I could just pull this to here, and then Hatchet would still be able to make the attack before moving, because we have range... I mean, we gain an experience. We have range 4 on this. I mean, we could actually just move first anyway. It doesn't change anything. It's like the La Chancla? Yeah, the Mother Sliffler. Yeah, I understand. That's fair. So yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted here, not playing perfectly. This would have just been pulled. I guess it couldn't have. No, it could have been pulled to here, here or here. Which one's better? Yeah, probably there. Jaws line have different push slash pull rules. Yes, in Jaws line you can push and pull up to the maximum value. You don't have to pull the maximum push or pull the maximum value.
All right, so we would end up here. Everything would be the same except this would just be here. For some reason, I thought that this was going to go after the Voidwarden, but it's going before the Voidwarden. Oh, so I guess here is better, so this wouldn't get to heal it. Yes. All right, because otherwise this would have range to heal this, I believe. Yes. This way it doesn't. Okay, so the cultists are done. So the night demons, they make attacks without moving, which is why it's important not to pull them all the way up. And there's no light, so they don't curse themselves, sadly. All right, so then the Voidwarden goes. So the downside of this being here is I do actually have to move. Is there ever consideration for just killing off the stupid living bones now? I could just gift to the void it. The downside is getting poison on the night demon is so much better than getting poison on the stupid living bones. Hmm. I mean, what are we doing after this, basically, is the question. We have fire. We can run in and wound a bunch of things. And die? I like it. I like it. Like a lot, actually. Big fan of dying. Hmm. More water. Yeah, no, it never makes sense to kill those bones. I don't know. Those stupid bones, though. Let's go to here. The default move 2 at the bottom freeze the soul, and let's use the top of Gift of the Void, creating dark, consuming. I mean, these elements are fine to have, and I can't consume the new dark. I mean, I can consume the old dark. Either way, I consume the dark or the ice. It doesn't really matter using Gift of the Void. You suffer 2. Hopefully this doesn't come kill you. God damn, this is bones. I know I'm going to regret this, but it makes so much more sense to put the poison here. Also, it's an advantage attack on night demons, which is very useful. Okay. So it's attack 5 with neither advantage nor disadvantage targeting this night demon here. Doesn't make sense to use the favorite here. Got it. Oh no, I don't want you to do it. I do not want you to do it because you actually have a very high chance of missing here. Never mind. Sorry, Red Guard. It sucks to have the Red Guard lose life here, but this is actually how this needs to be done because we have a 1 out of 4 to miss on Hatchet there. Oh, or is that a reason to do this then? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Maybe that is a reason. Yeah, we've got the -1 and -2 out, so that's a 100% kill on that back bones here. And we don't have to pay life on the Red Guard. And life on the Red Guard is so much more valuable than life on Hatchet here. Yeah, I think that the 2 life difference actually seals it. I think that's more important than this poison, honestly. All right, so once again, we're going to use Gift to the Void here. We're going to poison this and have Hatchet perform an attack 5 with advantage on it. There we go. Well, we would have hit this anyway, but all right. The bones is dead. Using partial push-pull just makes way more intuitive sense. Agreed. I get the feeling that a lot of people probably played it that way unknowingly anyway. I mean, all the Jaws Land Frost rules changes are a bit more intuitive. Yep, I would agree as well. All right, so now I have nothing to stun, so I'm still just going to move up. What's the chance the bones just sachets up to the backside of the group and murks someone? It deserves it. Let it lead its best. Well, no, it's dead. Never mind. I can't type fast enough. Nice. Fair. Fair. It might have deserved it, but I don't think we deserve it. I mean, it does deserve it. It would have deserved it because the only reason it's alive is because it flipped that stupid heal thing, which normally doesn't matter, but as CGO pointed out, they always do it at the worst possible time. All right, short rest here again. We got to keep fighting. This is way too difficult to not. Ooh, that's scary because the thing is, we want to put the favorite in a boss and just keep hitting them. So losing that is actually very costly. What could I lose here that I would care less about? I would care less to lose this. 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 So it's just these 3 cards which would be worse to lose. Even this is sort of comparable. This is actually just really bad because of specifically because it's a boss fight. So this is just an attack 5 once we have the favorite in the target. Is our ricochet combo? I mean, a ricochet combo is working from here though. Man, this is actually really bad. I mean, the boss fight kind of AoE is good against. Like losing these is really bad, I guess. Really, like all these are pretty replaceable. I think I reroll here. All right. That's not as bad, I think. I mean, it's really unfortunate right now, but ultimately, I think it's going to be better. All right, well, it's Ricochet and Rip from the Flesh time. Well, I guess when you lose Fancy Hat, this is the one good thing. Now, suddenly, Rip from the Flesh is great. Hey, Nine of Spades. Thanks for the follow. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for joining. All right, so I think my plan is just to run up and burn them down. Yeah, I'll always get to keep fire here, even if they consume any element. I can just have them consume a different one. So I'm going to go a little bit later here. First, so that I get the heal from the hatchet. Second of all, just so maybe they move up and I don't get pummeled by all of them. There's also a world in which I'll end up just strangling chaining and disarming something too. We've got like plenty of flexibility here with what we do. Okay, as for us, we've got a million elements to use. Wicked Scratch doesn't really do the thing right now. It could potentially. It's probably better to just use Hateful Blast here on this one. Just put him on blast. Yeah, and stand fast. Yep. Yeah, I like this. Decent initiative, good attacks. Can't do anything better. Please no invis, please no invis, please no invis, please no invis, please no invis. No invis, no summon. Oh my god. Are we actually lucky? Are we getting good luck in a scenario? Is this possible? Can this actually happen? Oh dear god. Just fixing the picture in picture quickly. Alright. Well, for now, good luck. I mean, we've had some bad flips, but monster flips are good. Don't jinx it. You jinxed each other, so. All right, let's go grab some water. I need to go do that. Let's do the attacks here first, actually. All right, so no reason to heal first. We'll always attack first here. So we do an attack 3, range 3, and then another attack 2 off of that. So it's always here and here. These are the only ones we can hit. All right, let's do the things. Yeah, nothing else to add to this. All these were with disadvantage. Okay, so it's 3 stun, and that's a shame. That's a 2. Still a nice stun flip. And then I'll heal the red guard for 3. And create a new wind. Eyes, eyes. I am extremely lucky. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. 3 movement, 3 attack. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna weed my luck by getting. They call me Mr. Battle Goals and that luck sack for sure. Those are definitely both things that people call me. Mr. Battle. Yep, exactly. All right, Voidwarden's up. Well, who's getting a gifted attack here? I mean, yours curses. So that probably seems good, right? I guess we also. How many curses are in our deck right now? Just one? That's tough. So we need to leave the fire. We can consume the wind. We'll consume the dark with that. So I guess getting wound. Yeah, if I get to do an attack 5 wound here, this is so good. This should just die. Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess at the same time, I don't actually have to do the wound. Well, depends what our plans are. How are these moving? They have -1 move, but +1 attack. So -1 move, they're moving 3? Interesting. So this one is number 6. So I'm here. Yeah, you just go to there. It's not bad, but that does mean I'm wounding all 3 of these probably still. Strangling Chain doesn't really make a lot of sense here, and disarming this is not very useful, and I would disarm this after, or before it goes, and it's already stunned. A lot of my friend chooses don't use items as a battle goal, and I'm like, you could have used your boots there to get to this mob and kill them, and they give me a very wry smile, yeah. Yeah, I think the wound here just makes sense. So let's start by doing that. Oh no, the wound doesn't make sense. There's no reason to use the dark for the wound. This way we can leave the wind in case, you never know. I mean, CGO promises me that Hatchet is supposed to use wind. I've yet to see it, but maybe. Thus far, I'm just convinced that Hatchet creates wind for Master Influence, but
Okay, so let's do an attack 5, range 3 muddle, targeting the Night Demon here, I think. Attack 5 is just so perfect on this target because then with the wound it just dies. I mean, I know us getting +0 is not like we got a pretty thick deck though with only 2 misses in it. All right, let's do it. Hope for the best. You. Oh. Oh God, damn it. Ah. All right, so that misses. It's muddled though. Ah. Just like the crack art, they said, yeah. No kidding. All right, and so then I'm going to consume the dark with the bottom of Standfast. And I'm going to gift an attack for range 3 with advantage. I guess I'm going to do it. I mean, I guess it's still the same justification here. We just want to try to kill this. But not this turn, but that still works. So I'll have number 2 attack you. It's advantage and disadvantage, so this is just going to be an attack 4 curse targeting the Night Demon. Using my deck. No, that's not bad. Okay, that's fine. I mean, we don't get the curse, but that's fine. It's like sort of the worst possible crit, but it's fine. It's a bad crit because this was dead anyway to the wound. If we just get a, I guess we had to get a +1 is the thing. So no, it was still decent. Yeah, at this point we did have to get a +1. If we got a +1, this is so much better because we get a free curse basically. Because it's dying always to the wound. It's kind of occupying a spot as well. But yeah. All right. Well, we did the things. I don't have my stamina potion anymore, so yeah, nothing to do about that. All right, Ray Guard's up next. So, I mean, it's pretty useful still to wound both of these, I think. Sure. So I'm gonna use the bottom strangling chain. Gonna move to here. Mobilize you. And consume the fire. Gain 1 experience. I'm gonna do an attack 1 wound. Target all enemies within range 2. So that's just this and this. I'll do the front and then the back. So 2 and 2. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oops, it's not us. All right, Night Demons go. They recreate dark. Again, they have -1 move, +1 attack, so 3 movement. So this one goes to here, and this one's focus is here, yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Takes 1 from its wound, and attacks at +1. Normally they would hit for 6, so +1 here is 7. A DCAT. Maybe a miss? A 6, okay. So we'll take 4. Alright, end of the round. It's probably supposed to stamina potion something here, huh? Whoops. Alright, I'm gonna use this opportunity to quickly run to the bathroom and refill my water, blow my nose, and stretch. So just give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back and we can continue the scenario. Am I still muted? What the hell? All right. How did I not? I pressed the button. I guess it just didn't register for some reason. I just tapped out and fixed it this time. Sorry about that. Yes, I was just trolling. It's very clever. All right. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes you gotta lose a card. All right. So, what are our plans here? I really wish I hadn't played Freeze the Soul previously. I would love to be able to freeze the soul right now. And as for us, we have wind. I mean, I just can't beat their 7 initiative. I mean, what's super stupid is this party just doesn't have. I mean, we have one card which can beat the 7 initiative Night Demon thing, right? This party is not designed around being able to interact with Night Demons with Dark Up, unfortunately. So yeah, that's kind of obnoxious. Again, I mean, I guess there was a reshuffle, so they're only 1 out of 8. What school do you go to get Master of Influence? Here in Paris, I think it would be Sciences Po. Alright, so, I mean, this amount of push can theoretically be effective for some reasons, so let's go ahead and do this. And I think I'll just throw away follow through. Using both favorites? We're just using one. The other one we're just using for move 4. You just steal it after they make it. Yeah, every time. For sure. I'm planning around them always making it. Every time. Well. Alright, so what can we do here? We can do a bunch of stabbing. I do like stabbing. But disarming is probably also safe. Disarming would create dark again. I mean, we're creating dark no matter what. Unfortunately, just like can't choose not to make. It's probably safest to disarm something here. I mean, that's why we brought this card and just do this, I guess. Just have good initiative and strengthen. Yeah, I think this is probably the safest line overall. I mean, the invis still destroys us, but okay. Yeah, definitely happy that I used for disarm here on one of these 2 enemies when they're attacking for 1,000,000. Cultists are summoning, so that's interesting. Okay. So, are we really meant to do the cheesy cheese here? Like, is it correct to do this? I mean, we are actually playing rules as written. It feels so wrong to do this. It feels like you're just exploiting a game mechanic. So what we can do here is we can use follow through to move. Go to here, consuming wind on quick turnaround. Gives us range 4, push 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit this one, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 into the trap. Which mechanic? So the fact that we can push this target when we're standing here, we can push this to here. You push one, yeah. Guy who puts curse on AoEs. I don't know what you're talking about. I've certainly never put curse on any AoEs. All right, fine. Let's just do this. I think this makes sense. I can't stop this one from summoning. So what I could do is I could go like here and push this here. It doesn't actually change anything. Also, I don't really want to get hit. Yeah. No, there's no way to stop this one summoning. Yeah, the summoning is going to be bad no matter what. But I think we're just going to have to deal with that. So, sure, whatever. Let's exploit game mechanics. I mean, putting curse on AoEs is more like something that wasn't balanced properly. This is just sort of a nonsense interaction, right? With how the rules technically work. And I mean, I know that this is actually true because Isaac has confirmed it personally, but I've literally asked him about this specifically before and gotten the affirmative answer. So it is what it is. But all right, let's attack this cultist with an attack 4. So if we use the favorite here, the good news is that we have a chance of killing him. We actually should kill him. The bad news is we are never recovering the favorite. I mean, I guess we could just set up the new favorite then before we go into the last room and just accept that this favorite's gone forever. I don't hate it. That was yeah. Good call. Good call. All right, let's throw the favorite here. Get him, favorite. So if I could use the goggles here, I would. It's 1 out of 16 to miss at this point. It's extremely unlikely. Okay, good. I was so sure that I was setting myself up to miss there. So attack 2 plus 4 is 6 plus the favorite. Wait, hold on. These traps aren't damage traps, right? I should actually double check. Oh my god, they're not damage traps. Okay, not using the favorite. Not using the favorite. Sorry. There's no reason to use the favorite there. Well, I'll explain why. I just assumed that they were damage traps because that's just kind of the assumption you make at this point. So let me explain why we're certainly not using the favorite there, even after flipping. I know this is kind of cheating, but again, basically we were using the favorite because we thought that it would stop this enemy from summoning, right? By killing it. By using the favorite, the damage from the favorite, also if we make an attack 4, we get a +0. This is 7. The trap at level 7 monsters and traps is 9. So 7 plus 9 is 16, has 15 health, so this kills it. But if it's a stun trap, first of all, just by pushing it into this, we're already stopping it from summoning. Second of all, this enemy will still be alive over there, so there's certainly no reason to put the favorite there. So yeah. I really just assumed that these were damage traps. All right, so instead we just do 6 damage. I mean, it's still effective push, right? And we put this there. Sorry, I'm fixing my hand positioning a little bit. All right, so we're done. Red guard's up. All right, well, first thing we're going to do is we're going to attack and disarm this Night Demon here, creating Dark and Ice. Making an attack 2. I guess we're always moving first to gain Strengthen. So we're moving to here to gain Strengthen. So much for giving out curses this turn, huh? But, oh well, worth it. That is funny. All right, and then we attack this Night Demon here, since we can attack up to 2 targets away, or 2 X's away. Nice. So we create fire, and we do 4 damage. And we put a disarm on him. Okay. Then the Voidwarden goes. God, I really wanted to use this bottom. Such a shame. Such a shame. If I didn't use Wicked Scratch Top, I would prevent them from doing 2 more damage, but it's only one of them, so it's not worth it. It's definitely worth using Wicked Scratch Top. If I could choose not to use the element, I would. Man, alright, I'm going to use Withering Conviction simply as a default move too, which is sad, but that's our life right now. Gotta stop him from summoning one way or another. Hatchet, the real Aeromancer, true. So we move to there with the bottom Withering Conviction, and then I gain 1 experience. Create Dark. And grant a large attack. Here, targeting certainly the cultist at this point, because I probably try to kill this before I kill this, but I definitely want to kill this before killing this, and Redguard can only attack these 2, so we'll attack the cultist with the Redguard. We'll consume the old Dark, yeah, because I'd rather keep fire and ice around potentially. So I'll consume the old Dark to perform an attack 5 with advantage here. Okay, mobilize doesn't do anything. So she was already immobilized. Hilarious. So 5 is 6. Not 13. Oops. Sorry. You were doing it incorrectly, Dutch. There's no... All right. So there's a couple things. So you're not the only person. I saw this on the subreddit as well. So sorry, Dutch said, the regular top you just used is worded oddly for me, as I played it differently than you. I played it as a melee attack 2 and then disarm an enemy up to 2 range. Was I using it incorrectly? Yes. So first of all, if the disarm, well, so first of all, the disarm is not a mainline ability. It's a small line, not a big line. For let's grab a card so that I can show you. Where is Lure of the Void? So you can see what a mainline disarm would look like. Or I brought Lure of the Void? No, I didn't bring Lure of the Void. No, it's just down here, just hiding. So this is what a mainline disarm ability looks like, and this is what a non-mainline, an added effect disarm is. You see the difference? This is large, this is small. All right. Secondly, if this were to be a mainline ability, the targeter for the disarm would be after the disarm, not before.
in Chell's line, there are also dots that separate. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But yeah, if this were if this were clarifying the targeting for the disarm, this would come after the disarm. So then it would be attack 2, and then, like you said, ... and then you would have disarm, target one enemy within 2 X's. Although then really it would just be a range 2. The reason why this throws people off is because the target one enemy within 2 X's, they're like, well, why? But this is so that it can be a melee attack that targets up to 2 range away without having disadvantage when attacking adjacent enemies. Hooray for dots. Dots are great, for sure. Especially dipping dots. Okay. So this takes 1 from its wound, loses its disarm, and this one attacks there for 10 million damage. I think so. So this would be a 6 plus 3, consuming the dark. That's an attack 9. A curse, 1 time. That's 10. So we would have to take 9 here, or pitch a card. I guess we're taking 9. We've got healing. What's the worst that could happen? So how would that attack work with the battle axe that targets 2 hexes? Could you just not use that item? You could use the item, it just wouldn't do the thing you wanted to do. You would just turn the battle axe into... I mean, if you use this with the battle axe, this would just be the targeter. It wouldn't be able to target enemies up to 2 hexes away. So this just changes what the targeter for the ability is. Alright. Anyway, cultists go. This one loses its stun. This one takes 3 damage, 2 for trying to summon, not being able to summon. Lose this, and 1 from the wound. Short rest here. It's so important on the boss. I really don't want to lose the heal or the bottom stun here, though. I mean, technically, Freeze the Soul Top can poison the boss. There's so many cards that are worse to reroll into. All my cards are good. Whatever. Let's just deal with it. I'll try to Freeze the Soul Top the boss, I guess, to get the poison. Anyway, this... So there's no dark, actually, which is nice. This plus this is definitely the turn here, though. I don't even need to stun this cultist, really, but stunning one of the Night Demons is obviously quite good, and healing the red guard is just very safe. So he takes 2 damage regardless of whether he can summon or not. Sorry, I might have phrased that poorly. His action makes him suffer 2 damage, and then he tries to summon. He succeeds in suffering 2 damage, but he does not succeed in summoning. Okay. Yeah, just early initiative and a ranged attack here. We have fire. Ooh, is it time to do a little strangling? Yeah, it's time to do some strangling. We've got the strangling dream here. Don't love our initiative, but we can't go super fast every single turn. Ooh, Death Explode? Okay. Okay. So you're attacking the Voidwarden, hilariously enough. So you suffer 1. Which move do they have? -1 at this, right? Yeah, that's good. So this one is going to attack the Voidwarden. At -1. Okay, well, that's a crit. Sure, take 4. It's fine, I think. And get a curse. A little bit more annoying, but whatever. Does the card have enhancement dot? You can make it multi-target. Does what have enhancement dot? Sorry. I'm talking about this? There's enhancement dot here, but that would just allow you to modify the attack. Unless we're talking about something else. All right, cultists are done. Voidwarden's up. Desert Knight, yeah. Yeah, I mean, so you can't add a target to an attack as an enhancement, to be clear. You can only increase the number of targets on a card that actually has a targeting line with a dot next to it. Like, for example, Swift Strength had a dot next to its target 2 thing, then you could increase the targets. But you can't add targets to abilities that don't have a number of targets listed with a dot next to it. Okay, so here we're going to... Are they really creating dark again? God, they're just tempting fate. Didn't mean to. All right, 1 experience, and I'm going to heal you red guard for 6. And then I'm going to stun. The initiative's bad here, but how likely is it that I kill this one? Because the problem is if I don't stun this one and I fail to kill this one, it's very bad for me. Very, very bad. I could just go invisible. No, actually what I'm going to do here, yeah, this is the safest line, right? I'm just going to make my summon here. I'm going to just put the summon right here. And I'll explain why. So, what I really want to do is I want to stun the high health... Sorry. I want to stun this Night Demon, not this Night Demon, because the Hatchet is likely to kill this Night Demon. The Hatchet is going to be making an attack 6 on this with disadvantage, which should kill it. But again, if we miss, it's a catastrophe because it's attacking for 7 on someone with 7 health, so we'd have to pitch a card. By placing the summon here, this will actually focus the summon rather than myself, which is nice. Because my summon has lower initiative than me, essentially. So that's actually the safest, and the summon is still going to do some stuff here. Plus, I mean, we still can keep the summon for the boss because we've got Empowering Talisman, so we can always get it back once. All right, so then I'm just going to do the bottom where I curse myself. Which I don't love here. Now we have more attacks, and stun this. All right, Hatchet's up. So on Hatchet, I'm going to use the top of center mass. I'm going to make an attack 4, plus I'm going to use the... Do I even need to use the favorite? I mean, I guess the point is, if I hit, I just get to go pick up the favorite here anyway. And if I miss, well, if I miss, then I just get to repeat shot it next turn. So yeah, no, I think it makes sense to use the favorite here. It just lets me pick up the favorite right away. So let's throw the favorite. Disadvantaged. Sure, still good enough. More than enough damage. Here we're not focusing this specifically because of the Death Explode. And then I'm going to just do a move 4 that creates wind. Of course, the attack 2, unsurprisingly, almost never doing anything. Go here, and I'm going to get the favorite back, as well as these coins. That was the real reason for going there. Fair enough, Quelly. Cooley. All right, red guard's up. So I'm going to gain 1 experience, consume the fire, and I'm going to make an attack 3 strangling. So I'm going to give this Night Demon here a little strangling. So attack 3. All right, so it's 4 damage, and then we're going to make 2 more attack 2s on it. Each one of these is going to do a little strangling as well. So we're at 4 damage thus far. So this is 3 plus 5, so that's 5 damage, so 9 damage. 4 more, so 13 damage. That was an effective strangling. So 13 damage, putting this down to 2. Alright, and then the Night Demon loses the Sun, which I already just clicked off. And we also lose our Strengthen. And Flying Signal's been amazing. Amazing. Alright, I was supposed to Stamina Potion here, I think, but I really do need to long rest by now. Alright, so what are the rest of us up to? So we've got, I mean, still a number of enemies to kill over here. This is sort of just whatever. I also just want to go as quickly as possible because we've got our summon as well. This is not, it's not effectively quickly. There's no dark, which is nice. So they can't really disgusting us that much. Probably just use this for initiative here and just do double attack. I think this makes the most sense. We'll see exactly how we make it work. I guess the issue is that we might not be able to attack this. Well, it depends what the red guard does, I suppose. This? Ooh, disarm is also good in case of early nonsense. No, this does the thing. This does the thing. This way we go early no matter what, and we can do some stuff. All right, long rest, start the round. Sure, I did it twice. Yeah. God, those Night Demons are being... I mean, well, this time they couldn't go invis, but they're just loving that 41. Just straight up bugged out.
but that's fine. Not complaining here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move 4 and create fire. I'm going to go to here. Yeah, this works. I guess I don't need to move first. First, no, yeah, I do, because I want to attack this cultist here. So I'm going to move to here, create fire, and then I'm going to create light, and I'm going to make an attack 3, range 2. Because like I could immobilize this one, but this will actually just kill this one, which is nice. And this one coming over is actually good because it makes it so we can attack it. So yeah, let's hit this. Nice. All right, and we're done. So then the cultist goes. So this is just a standard +0/+0. This comes here, makes an attack 3 on us. Curse, nice. And we also have to take a curse. Okay. So now the Voidwarden goes. So our summon, it's 1/2 or 1/2. I guess I'd rather leave the coin slot open. And attacks the Night Demon with disadvantage. Okay. Kills the Night Demon. Well done, summon. Very well done. Okay. So now we get our actual turn, in which we will do first the top of Hateful Blast as an attack 5, range 3, muddle targeting the cultist. 4 damage. And muddled. I'll put the muddle afterwards. Then we get to gift an attack to an ally. We will consume this wind, which is going away anyway, to turn this into an attack 4 with advantage. Whose deck do I want to use? I guess I should just use Hatchets. Yeah. I can't use Red Guards because Red Guard would not gain advantage. I think Hatchets makes the most sense, so we'll use Hatchets here. We could throw the favorite. I mean, our deck's so likely to kill without needing to throw the favorite. How costly is it for us to have to throw the favorite? What would we want to do next turn anyway? I mean, we could just move 3 next turn, which gets us the favorite kind of perfectly. So yeah, Hatchet. Use the favorite. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Hatchet. I mean, it's not really necessary to use the favorite, but there's no real reason not to. It's so free. So yeah, we will use the favorite. Yeah, we would have had it anyway, but don't think there was any actual cost to doing it, so there we go. All right, and then that's the end of the round. Voidwarden carrying the party. What's new? Okay, so we get a long rest here. Heal for 2. Oops. Did you know numpad 3 flips a modifier from the monster deck? Yeah, unfortunately I have numpad 3 bound to some other stuff. I would have to rebind things, but I also just like the visual of going down there and flipping. Yep, yeah, I learned that a while ago, but I just don't have the habit of doing it, and I have other reasons why I don't. Okay, so we've lost 2 cards already? Really? Jeez. Yeah, I guess that's right. So do I want the healing? Yeah, I mean that's fair. Not wrong. Maybe I should just change my other hotkey that uses numpad 3. That probably would have been a smart thing to do. So I want to keep this and this. I definitely want to keep this. Probably I don't know how good Ricochet is. I don't remember how many enemies are going to be in the room. And bottom healing will be good. We're just going to be standing around shooting. I think it is probably Ricochet here that we get rid of. I mean, otherwise it could just be the new favorite. Do I need the move 4 that badly? I guess I don't need the move 4 that badly. And if there are more, I think there's more than one enemy in this last room. I guess I wish I remembered. If there's only one enemy in the last room, then this is better than this. If there's only one enemy, then this, or then if there's more than one enemy, then this is better than this. That's really difficult. I mean, that's just straight up the choice. One way or another, it's always one of these two, and it's always based off of that. And I don't know. I think she comes with cronies. Maybe she doesn't. We have fought through a lot of stuff. I mean, I guess she summons, so whatever. Let's get rid of this. Honestly, I think follow through is worse than Ricochet here. Oh, good point, good point, good point. Yeah, because we already have the other attack 4s. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Follow through is actually the worst one. You're not wrong. Yeah, I don't know why I was, because yeah, I'm thinking, but we just do these anyway. So yep, yeah, good call. Fair point, blah. What's the red boxes on Ripped from Flesh? Just to remind everyone that there's only a bottom to this card for this scenario. Sorry. All right. So, just move towards the next room. Did I heal myself, by the way? I don't believe that I did. Did we heal Hatchet? I don't think we got our 2 healing there, but I could be wrong. Can someone let me know if I did heal Hatchet and now I've healed him twice for the long rest? Please let me know. But I don't believe that I did actually go up and heal him with the long rest. Okay. So yeah, we don't really have stuff to do here. I guess the question is, what do we want when we enter the room? Are we going in next turn? Nah, Rhaegar really wants a long rest, right? At the same time, Hatchet's the one with lower longevity, so maybe it's reasonable. All right, well, hold on. So Hatchet does need to do a move 3 here, or move 4, and we just use the. Oh my God! Uh-oh, we need to uncover the top of Rip from the Flesh. Or I just loot all these. No. That's fine. Well, I guess a move 3 still does it, because there's no reason to go here. It's not any better. But this is actually just a good opportunity to use this anyway, so I suppose we will just do that. No matter what. Unless we just have move 2. Yeah, I mean, that puts us next to the door. We could short rest. Otherwise, we can just loot these and then move on to this to loot everything. Isn't that the Hatchet way? It probably is. Alright, sure. In that case, maybe I should save the bigger movement, because I'll need more movement to make it in and actually make an attack. I just need to move 3 here. Well, that's hard, because I actually want both these cards more. But I guess if I'm going to have to use one of them for movement next turn, I might as well just keep the better movement. So why don't we do that? Sure. Let's do it like this then. This is fine. Okay, so Voidwarden. So there's a chance we go in next turn. Well, how much movement do we actually need? We need 4 movement at least, so why don't we just do the move 4 this turn? And we'll see from there. And I guess I'm not sure that Wicked Scratch is actually going to do the thing, so maybe I want to just use this the turn I go in. But I'm not sure that I'll actually be able to. So yeah, let's maybe just set up to do Wicked Scratch the turn we go in, and we'll see from there. Okay, Red Guard. So I'm going to create fire. I guess that's another reason to short rest. Ooh, or I can gain experience by consuming light. No, it's better to have fire next turn for sure. We can give the boss a strangling when we get in. Oh God. Oh, I regret playing this. I regret playing this completely. Oh no. Big regret, because we can give the boss strangling. Yeah. Yep. Damn. I shouldn't have played this. I mean, I guess this is all not unknown information at this point, so I actually can't just swap it. Whoops. Will this actually work initiative-wise next turn? Yeah, it should. There we go. Yeah, I mean, we're just working with open information here, so. I just wasn't thinking about the fact that we'd create fire. So we do a move 2 on bottom, and we just create fire with this top. So I guess we're not long resting. So the things we do out here actually do matter. And then from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we should be able to hit the boss. I think she'll be in the center of the room. I don't think she's all the way in the back. She can be all the way in the back, which would be a bit annoying. And they'll get punished for her Hatchet greed. But I mean, the real question is why even pick up all this gold on Hatchet, though? Realistically, we shouldn't. Because we don't care about gold. Like, gold just doesn't matter to the Hatchet. We can't do anything with it. So, yeah, let's focus on winning the scenario, not getting the gold, actually. That's the real Hatchet way. Acknowledging at some point that you don't do anything with gold on this class, and that you might as well just ignore it. That's like transcendence as a Hatchet, right? All right, so we're doing a move 3 on center mass. 1, 2, 3 to here. And then I'm just doing a loot 1, which grabs me this and gets me the favorite back. The loot 1 is the top of, sorry, this. This is technically loot 1 on top there. Actually did something. Guess we shouldn't have pretended that it didn't have a top. Does some other stuff too, those don't matter. All right. So then the Voidwarden's going to go, and I'm going to do a move 4 here. There's another reason that this is better too. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to gain 1 experience, and I can actually just create Dark for myself for next turn by granting an attack. No one's going to perform the attack, but we still get to grant it. All right, so we got a short rest here. We're not missing out on that much. We're missing out on some health, which is a bit of an annoyance, but yeah, okay. I mean, I can't lose Strangling Chain, so I can't reroll. Strangling Chain is like our boss contribution, right? All right, this plus this. Hey, we have the compass, so even if the boss is too far back, we still get to do all the things no matter what. This plus we don't have the win, but do I really care? No, because then I get the favorite in, and I get to repeat shot afterwards. Yep, this is exactly how we do this thing. I guess we're giving up all our good initiative, but yeah, that's fine. 6, 13, yes, and then 23. All right, let's go bang down this boss. So here we go. We're going to not consume fire on bottom. We're going to recreate fire on bottom. We're going to consume fire on this top, most likely. Well, technically, first we're going to do a move forward. We're going to see what we're going to do. 1. There were no special rules I was supposed to read when I opened the first door, just here. Yep. Oh my. Well, good thing we've got a compass. There are a lot of extra enemies in this room. This Jaxera? What? Come on. Can't you fight? No, all we have to do is kill her, though, so we just try to ignore the other things. All right. Special rules are just going to explain her boss specials. Boss special 2 summons corpses. 1 is, yeah, and they're always elite. Oh, 2 elite for 4 characters. Okay. So there's 2 normal living for 2 characters, 1 normal and 1 elite for 3, and 2 elite for 4. So when she does either special, she summons 2 things. Okay. Okay. God, thank God for the compass, huh? Oof. All right, let's flip them. Flip them if you got them. Nice. You'd love to see it. Are we actually lucky? Nice. I mean, sort of. Can't actually push this one away, which is annoying. So one of these is going to get to hit us, but whatever. All right, so we have 3 more movement. Let's figure all the things out, shall we? And these are stun traps, but she's immune to stun. That doesn't really matter. So she is on the back line. Fortunately, we have the compass, so we're not worried about her being on the back line and trying to dodge us. Yeah, so sure. It's basically always like this or like this, but this is just easier for our allies to hit. So we go to here. We use the compass. God, this item is incredible. During your turn, force an enemy within range 5 to perform move 2 with you controlling the action. This has just made such an enormous difference for this turn, for this scenario, accordingly. We move this to here. Then we're going to consume the fire with Strangling Chain, gaining an experience. Strangling Chain, sorry. I'm also going to use my healing potion now because I will 100% forget, and these are going to poison me afterwards, so it's much better to do this now. Okay, so we hit there with the Strangling Chain. It's an attack 3 immobilize. Is she immune to immobilize? I'm not sure that actually matters here. She's not. Alright, sure. No reason for her to be, but flippin'. 4 damage, and for the rest of the turn, anytime she's attacked, she suffers 2. Alright. And she moves 5, attacks 5. Sure. We're done. Next up is Hatchet. On Hatchet, we're going to use the bottom of a new favorite. We're going to create Wind and do a attack 2. Again, literally doesn't do anything almost ever. So hold on, what are the rules for targeting on this? 2 allies within range 2 may each suffer 2 damage. Each ally who does perform. So I don't actually have to be in range of the thing they target. Okay. What do I want to do next turn? I mean, I guess I have a lot of non-move bottoms. Hatchet has some, but less. I think I should just probably go here with Hatchet anyway. I think this is fine. And then, yeah, Voidwarden goes here. Which movement do these things have? 4. So this will get to come here. Hit both of us. Well, so be it. I mean, we can always just go invis next turn if we need to. I don't think we need to go invis for this. So I go to there, and then I make an attack with quick turnaround. This is an attack 4, range 3, push 2. I'm certainly not doing the push. I'm gonna... No, I shouldn't use the favorite here. I should wait to use the favorite on the giant attack, because if we flip a crit, it's better there, right? Yeah. So let's not use the favorite here. So this will just be an attack 4, range 3, push 2. So just an attack 4, targeting Jexera. I guess we're going to give advantage here. At the same time, I'd really like to mitigate the disadvantage here. So we can just save the advantage for the giant attack. We'll just not attack with advantage here. Sure. Yeah, that's great. So our attack 4 does +2, so 6. She's not immune to muddle either. +2 from the strangling chain, so 8. Might want to push 1. Oh, because we have to push. So Regard doesn't get disadvantage. Yeah, that's a good point. We could do that. I didn't even consider it. I was thinking that it's good to keep Jexera, but I guess she's moving up anyway. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, good call. So we will use push 1 then, because then we can still both attack. Yep, good catch. Thank you. Absolutely. So we'll use 1 of the push here. I mean, we declare this after the attack anyway. It doesn't really matter. So that's done. Then the Voidwarden goes. We're going to use the bottom of suggestion. Do I care about the wind? I care about the fire. I don't really care about the wind. So I can just give them a free curse here. So we'll use the bottom of suggestion as a move 3. Go to here, consume the dark to give them a curse. I guess worth. And then I'll use the top of Withering Conviction. Gain 2 experience. Each of my allies are going to suffer 2 damage. Oh, yes. You're right. There is the summon. Boom. The summon's there. Good catch. They're each going to suffer 2 damage. And they may each perform attack 6, range 3. So we get to use Master Influence only on 1 of these attacks. We will consume the wind. And we'll do that on the Hatchet's attack. So the Hatchet will have used the favorite as well. Oh no, since we don't have to mitigate, but I guess we could just use the Eagle Eye Goggles now and then do it there. But if we were going for a crit here, but crit's actually just as likely there as there. Okay, no, never mind. So I'll actually do that on the Red Guard's attack. So we'll consume an element, consume the wind on the Red Guard's attack. So the Red Guard performs an attack 7 with advantage. Yeah. Targeting Jexera. Yeah, so, oops. Oh, it's down here. I mean, we saw what it was. I don't know why I'm going down to show this now. So this creates fire. Well, I could have consumed the fire after all. Advantage and +1 are tied together. Yeah, I know. It's just I was considering which one needed it. But we can get the advantage from the goggles on Hatchet. That's not what sorry, I'm just like, my brain is thinking it through, but I guess I'm not using the appropriate words. What I mean is, so there's a reason that I would want the +1 on Hatchet, which is to try to get a crit, but it's not more likely to get a crit here than to get a crit here, so it doesn't really make any sense. In fact, it's more likely to get a crit here than to get a crit here. And we can already gain the advantage here, so it's actually better, I think, just to have advantage on both the attacks and have 1 less here, is the point. So it's just choose which one I have. I already can get advantage on this attack with the goggles. Better to have advantage on both, I think. Hatchet's not going to be making an attack this big again, so. Alright, so we flipped a +2, where our attack was a 7, so +2 is 9, and then 2 from Strangling Chain is 11, putting her down to 43. Okay. And then Hatchet goes. On Hatchet, we will use the Eagle Eye Goggles and we will throw the favorite here. So ours would normally be a 6, but +3 from the favorite is a 9 with goggles for advantage. All right, well, that's just 9. But +2, yeah, so it was 9 +2 from Strangling Chain. So 11 again. Dropping our health quickly. All right. So this is lost and this is discarded. Nothing really to refresh right now. Like I said, I don't think it's worth going invis. We're pretty okay. Even if this crits, it doesn't actually make us lose cards. The Jaws Line classes are hilariously great at boss killing. It's true. They are. Even Demo is very good at killing bosses. Let me fix this picture in picture. go. All right, living corpses go. So they each suffer 1 damage. Boop, boop. This one makes an attack at +2 on the red guard. That also poisons. Yeah, it's a bit painful, that. Oh, wow. I did shuffle, too. I'm sure I did. Yeah. It's just our lucky day. I mean, I just automatically shuffle. I always doubt myself whether I shuffle or not after stuff like that, but I really shouldn't. Decided not to lug double throw around for the whole scenario, eh? Double throw is just not really worth it after a certain level, I think is the biggest thing. After a certain level of monster level as well. Like, here it's a level 7 boss. So, yeah, sure, double throw is still good, but it's not really worth it anymore at this point. The boss just has way too much health for double throw to be realistic. Like, when we're fighting level 3 bosses at level 1 or level 4 bosses at level 1 or level 2 or something like that, it's a lot different. A level 7 boss, the max health pool is just way too big for double throw really to be worth it. Like, you just have to deal more damage than playing double throw even as a 9 loss. Like, yeah, sure, it's fine, it's worth it, but it requires a lot of setup, it's difficult to use, and requires a serious cost for the rest of the scenario that I think it's not really ever worth bringing at level 6, level 7 bosses. Unless it's a 1-room scenario boss, which this wasn't. In that case, then maybe still worth. Okay. So living corpses are done. Then the boss goes. So she just goes to here, does the best thing she could have possibly done, which is move back up. I mean, I guess we just wouldn't have moved her away if she were summoning, but and attacks. +0. So she attacks for 5. We have poison, so we'll take the 6, I think. No reason to picture cards just yet. All right, then the bones go. We don't have any defensive items up, right? Yep, no. So this one can just attack the red guard. -1, so -1 +1, so we take 3. And then this one can go here, and we'll hit the Hatchet and then the Voidwarden. 3 on Hatchet, 3 on Voidwarden, sure. Okay. I mean, it's far from over, despite a very good first turn on it. Obviously short resting here. I mean, it's only 2 actual attacks on the boss, so I imagine that's the best thing to lose, but I'll take a look at the rest of my cards and see if this is a safe or if it's necessary not to reroll here. God, it kills me not to get poison on her, but yeah, I think that's correct. Maybe we can just do something like this plus this next turn, or this plus this, either way. Either way. All right, well, we're doing these things here. Hmm. 31. 3156 should be 3191. Ugh. The problem is I couldn't Stamina Potion Strangling Chain last turn, but there's really nothing better I can do than get back Strangling Chain here. Basically, like, I think getting back Strangling Chain here is essentially worth a loss. I think it's correct to short rest early here. Just to get back Strangling Chain, just to do Strangling Chain Flying Sickle Bottom. Let's go out with a bang. Yeah, I think this is correct, actually. Ultra early short rest. Yep, exactly. All right, pay 1. Losing the life there actually hurts, but okay. So, oh no, why was I thinking it was 31? Yeah, we're at 19. This works just fine. Okay. Yeah, just all the attacks. I don't think we can do more attacks than this on the boss. Nope. All right, living mode's not attacking is amazing. All of us go, and then they go. Okay. With Void. How do I easily get it with Void? Oh, by placing this? Yeah, that's not really worth. Oh, just mind control the corpse. Ah, yes, 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 yes. You're right. Yeah, good call. I mean, although it's going to be a little bit late here, but you're right. That is how we can get it. I actually just forgot that there would be corpses in this room. You're absolutely right. Yeah, we can't get it on the boss with that. Good call.
All right, the bones go. They do nothing, which is kind of amazing for us. Special 2, which summon, or no, the special 1, yeah. So that's the summon of living bones. So 2 elite living bones. All right, so the red guard goes. So we're going to use the top of Strangling Chain, consume the fire, gain 1 experience, and this is going to be an attack 3 on the boss, giving her a little bit of Strangling. It's a shame we don't have the poison before this. It'd be so good. All right, so we draw our attack modifier. Yep. All right, so we do 4 damage, and each additional attack will deal 2 more damage, and then we're going to do precisely that. We're going to do the bottom of Flying Sickle twice. So 2 attack 2s, 2 damage, and 4 damage. So 6 total damage here. All right. Voidwarden goes. So yeah, you're right. We should absolutely do this. So we're going to force this corpse here to attack the boss. We don't have an element, so there's just an attack 3, range 3 with advantage. I don't really care about healing allies at this point. I just want all the damage I can get. I mean, I guess removing poison here does do something, but no. We're past the point of caring about healing allies. Yep. Let's just go in on Jexera. So this is 4 damage and poison on her. Okay, and then we use our top attack. Attack 5, range 3, muddle. I think she was actually supposed to be muddled last turn. I forgot. But maybe not. I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, +1. I also, yeah, she was at 22 there, right? So I forgot the 2 additional damage from Strangling Chain there. And so then now my attack 5 +1 is 6, +2 from Strangling Chain is 8. So she goes down to 8. Except I'm missing 1 from the poison as well, right? All right, let's double check, count this all again. What do we flip? Go to the game log. Flip to +1. Yep. So she was, yeah, I thought so. Oh well, whatever. It's not a big deal. So we had an attack 5 +1 from the poison. So that's 6 +1 from the modifier is 7. And then we had 2 from Strangling Chain. So from 16, she should be here. Just for getting the 1 from the poison there. Okay, and she's once again muddled. She's not attacking, so whatever. So be it. Oh, also my summon move. No, my summon can't find focus, so my summon does not move. Should I be getting back... Should I stamina potion something back here? I mean, she should die this turn. She's so likely to die this turn. But technically I should, right? Empowering Talisman, get back Stamina Potion, get back... Probably just Stand Fast. Yeah. It's just too good. Too good. Yeah. I'm like, it's crazy to me that some people argue that this is not the best of the level 5 cards. I mean, I know it's not the most interesting of the level 5 cards, although to me it is, because it's so cool to have a possession, non-lost possession ability for monsters. You just get so many interesting situations like that I just always miss, like giving poison or getting multi-target, etc. Oh yeah, that's true. Peach Shot does have a loss on bottom. You're right. Yeah, I mean, she's basically dead. Okay, Hatchet's up. So yeah, you're right. If we do this plus this, technically we don't guarantee a kill, but basically we do. The bottom is insane. Yeah, but what I mean is, like, I actually think that this is just the best level 5 card of the Jaws classes by, I would say, a significant margin. I don't think Hatchet's is even close to better, actually. Like, Hatchet's giving you a move forward 15 initiative is fine. And yes, I understand the wind does things, but it doesn't do this. Like, I don't know. I'm sure if you calculated the EV for this over the course of a scenario, like, I mean, Standfast is probably done. I mean, we've used it every single rest cycle. It's traditionally an attack 5-ish. It's around 5 damage per rest cycle. I don't know, a non-lost bottom attack 5 at level 5 that also can add additional things. Whereas, like, yeah, I don't know, move forward 14. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Hatches is good. The move forward 14 initiative, 15 initiative that creates wind, and very, very rarely the attack does something is fine. Now, I mean, like, to me, this isn't even close. Fair enough.
All right. Anyway, yeah, you're right. We should just play the loss here. So we will. So we gain an experience, and we'll do an attack 5. We create wind. By the way, so stamina does not give me back 2 cards. We're playing with the Jaws Lion stamina potions. 9 of spades. Sorry. Yeah, we imported the Jaws Lion ones. During your turn, return 1 of your discarded cards to your hand. We've nerfed stamina potions appropriately. All right, and so we attack Jexera with our loss attack for 1,000,000. Oh, Voidwarden, no, didn't need to go invis because we're not getting attacked by anything. Yep. We will go invis here just in case we forget. So loss attack 5. Yep, she's dead. So 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 2 from Strangling Chain, and she is dead. We did the thing. So what was our stuff? Here it was kill an undamaged monster with a single attack. We never did that. Here it was be it 2 or less. We did do that. And here it was 5 or more cards at the end. Easy. All right. Yeah, we did the things. I mean, we didn't get the chest. I wonder what was in the chest. Guess we'll never know. We'll just never know. All right. I don't need to play this stuff out. The 2 corpses can certainly attack the red guard. I can just let the red guard exhaust. I don't really care. We have invisibility here, and they can never hit the so they can never hit the hatchet this turn. They can't reach the Voidwarden either because this is blocking. So yeah, no reason to go through the effort of doing those. Yeah. So we just blitzed the boss down in 2 turns. You're not wrong. Jaws Lion characters are pretty excellent at killing bosses. I mean, what saved us? Again, this cannot be emphasized enough. The thing that saved this entire fight here was the Doom Compass. If we didn't have access to the Doom Compass, this fight would have ended up being so much harder because that entire first turn, all of us would have been able to do nothing to Jexera, right? We would have had to fight through like all this other crap, and she would have started summoning, etc. The Doom Compass won us this fight, 100%. Like we might have still won anyway, but the thing that made this fight so easy for us was the Doom Compass. And it wasn't even doing something broken like putting something into a trap. The Doom Compass is an insane item. Insanely good and well balanced. It's just like, yeah, you'll always find ways to use it that matter a lot. All right. So we can wrap this stuff up. So game setup, scenario 1. Finally, we're getting up to Prosperity 3. I won't do the Prosperity 3 stuff here today because there's no reason to add Prosperity 3 spoilers to this. All right, so yeah, Rip from Flesh. I mean, it would have been useful again in the end here, but yeah, I think Rip from the Flesh is just the card to go at this point. I mean, we did use the top loot once too, so it did do some things. Like it's definitely not bad, but all right. So we unlock 16, 18, and 28. B16, C14, E3. B16, I thought I heard. Oh yeah, that's up here. 18, there we go. Oh, it was B14. Gotcha. Oops, that's not the thing. That's the thing. What were the other numbers again? Ugh. We did such a good job memorizing. Yeah, Mountain Pass, which is 18, and Ritual Chamber, which is 28. That's here. Okay. 18 is... thought it was around here. Am I dumb? I mean, the answer to that is obviously yes. What's this? All right. Oh, no, 18 is that. 20. No, 16. 16. B6, 16. Okay. I am dumb. Yeah, there we go. When prediction... yeah, good call. When prediction people do get to cash in their bets. Yeah, we did it on +4. I mean, not actually +4, but basically +4. Good call. Forgot about the prediction. Well predicted. My favorite use for it combined with Empowering Talisman and Hazardous Terrain to make a monster dance themselves to death on lava. Shame I missed the start. I would have finally won it. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, we got... yeah, well, anyway, we do encompass our way into that one. All right, so that's clicked off. We're good there. So now we get the other things, which are... we gain 20 gold each, 2 reputation and 1 prosperity. So 2 reputation. There we go. Nice. 1 prosperity. Finally, prosperity 3. We can finally do one of my favorite scenarios, 27. Yes. And we get 20 gold each. 160. Like I said, more gold than we could ever spend. 165. Sort of a shame. And there we go.
All right, and then for check marks, Mr. Battle Gold strikes again. We gained a check mark here. We gained a check mark here. And we did not gain a check mark here. Let's shuffle this. I'll almost always remember to shuffle this before I draw, but you never know. All right, so check mark here. No level. Oh, 1 experience off. Brutal. Check mark here. We do get a perk, though. God, that kills me because I love leveling up the red guard so much. Leveling up the red guard is like Christmas come early. No check marks there. Sorry. All right, let's do a perk here on the red guard. All right, I'm gonna follow the suggestion of the person in chat, or I mean in response to the guide, and go with this before this. I have really loved these +2 element things. I think we might start caring about light a little bit more. So I think that's better. And legitimately, the 0 into a +1 wound is just straight up a 0 into a +1, which is not that impressive. Not that impressive at all. And the +2 elements have just been amazing for me. Been a huge fan. So let's try it like this. I mean, the +2 fire is obviously because fire is so good. Light is less good, so we'll see. We shall see. All right. That does that. So what we get to do at the end of the VOD here is doing some enhancements. I won't unlock all the Prosperity 3 items yet, but I will certainly do my enhancements now, or at least some enhancements, which we can certainly do now. So, where to first? Well, I mean, Voidwarden just doesn't have enough money to do the enhancement we want to do, right? Yeah, Voidwarden, we're just too poor to do the enhancement. So Voidwarden, it doesn't actually matter. This didn't change anything for her, because the enhancement we want to do on Voidwarden is actually just to put a curse on the top of Last Journey, just to make this a double curse, which is such good value. But yeah, we cannot do that yet, since that would cost, what, 125 gold? No, 150 gold, yep. And we have 89, but we'll be able to do that soon enough. Fret you not. All right, Hatchet, however, we can also do no enhancements, even though we have 1,000,000 gold, because there are no cards to enhance. But, all right, so get out of here, you. Get back in here, you. The real question is now that we can have wind a little. I mean, I don't know. Wind. It's not like there was that much floating wind. The wind always gets used by the Voidwarden anyway. So I'm not really sure that I want to go back into using extra lift now. Like, I can enhance extra lift, which is nice. Of the cards that we actually want to use, are there any that we can enhance on Hatchet? No, no, no. Plus, like, this can even be cut. I honestly just would be happy to cut this card at this point. No. I mean, yes, but at this point, this is just for the bottom and adding 1 range to the bottom. Like, by now, we're really not using this top at all, but the bottom is still great because the free element for Master Influence, the free healing to dispel negative conditions. I mean, I could put an element here on this jump, but that doesn't really make any sense. Oh, also, we're just like using this bottom now on this top. This is terrible. I don't want anything there. Don't want anything there. And yeah, I can't do anything meaningful here. Yay, Hatchet enhancements. So what if we just do that, though? What if we cut this now and put this in, just because it can be enhanced? Like, legitimately, I think enhancement is actually the thing that makes me want to use this card. I don't think this is typically correct, but we have so much gold sitting around and nothing to do with it. I mean, and follow through sucks. And we do have the wind more frequently now. I mean, we're cutting a wind generator, but we have this for wind all the time now. So we would just play like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The problem is when we level up next time, this would just be the card to cut, which is the shame here. God. So does it not just suck to enhance that? I guess at next level, was there something that's going to compete with... No, the next level does not compete with Fancy Hat. It's level 8 maybe with Camaraderie, but yeah. Man, I don't know. +1 range on the heal is great. I mean, yeah, maybe +1 range on the heal isn't actually bad. Maybe you're not wrong. Will I take it level 7? I don't know. I'll take the level 7 cards and burn them in the attempt to, through burning them, create a better card. I mean, so the real choices are like, yeah. I mean, legitimately in the guide I said it, and I think I still feel the same way. I don't think it matters which card you take here. I don't think you should play any of the cards. So I guess that's the point. I guess if I'm not going to play any of these cards, And if I can cut Fancy Hat for Camaraderie at 8, and if I don't play any of these cards, then maybe it's just fine to enhance Extra Lift instead, and just keep using that, just because it's a reasonably low initiative, decent attack then. Like, also, like, making this top better also frees us up to use the bottom of center mass a little bit more, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because the bottom of center mass is actually quite good. I mean, all these cards suck. Otherwise, I could take Brutalize, but, ugh. I mean, I guess I could just give Brutalize a try and see how often I use it. Yeah, I understand I mean, I talked about this earlier. I guess you weren't here. It was before we started the scenario. Or it was when we leveled up. Basically, bombardment. Yeah, just like exactly the immobilized thing. But that's such an obscene amount of money, right? So 75 gold doubles 150 plus 125. So it's 275 gold for, yeah, I mean, a fine effect, but 275 gold. I mean, like, I guess legitimately, I mean, we could actually do that, couldn't we? Does it even become that good of a card though at that point? I don't know. I mean, it's fine. Oh man, this is really difficult. Yeah, Bebech might be right. It's possible that just putting +1 range here does. I mean, that does make. If we're gonna just use this action all the time, it does make this action a lot better. It makes it so much easier to always dispel targets we need to. That's actually a pretty good upgrade. The only issue with doing that is then we lock ourselves into this prosperity problem again, where we're gonna just be sitting on 200 gold and 300 gold and not be able to enhance anything. But I guess if we enhance this, it's not really that much different. Oh, sorry, this. I mean, we can put +1 range on it, but that's kind of silly because this just always gets so much range anyway. At that point, I guess we just do range and center mass. Yeah. I mean, all the level 6 and 7 cards just suck. They really do. None of these cards are really playable. Like, I guess excessive. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with Care Package here and try to keep. I mean, I don't know. Follow through sucks anyway, though, so I guess I don't mind. I wouldn't mind just replacing follow through for extra lift. But if anything, maybe I'll just replace follow through for. I guess the issue with replacing follow through for and just keeping Rip from Flesh is that we're too bottom heavy, aren't we? One bottom, two bottom, three bottom, four bottom, five bottom. Yeah, we're just too bottom heavy. Extra lift actually gives us a top. Yeah. So we could even cut. I mean, I think cutting follow through for this and enhancing this is kind of interesting. On enhanced, I think follow through remains better than this, but enhanced, this is definitely better than follow through. Yeah, but excessive force repeat shot combo is like 30 initiative, right? At playing at high difficulties, who could? So sorry, CGOs for people, a lot of people. Excessive force makes a nice combo with repeat shot to do 2 times attack fives in a single turn. But yeah, the issue is the initiative. Like you just can't play at this initiative, right? Now that you're playing against level 7 monsters, they just do way too much damage to not go fast. You just have to go fast all the time. Unless you have an actual tank, which, as Redguard moves out of shield spikes, we have even less of the ability to mitigate incoming damage. Like, we have to just kill things before they attack. That's all of our strategy now. So, just the initiative of that combo is so bad. And it requires you, like, you have to create win the turn before, and then just to do this turn. Like, I don't know. It requires too much effort for. It's, like, too much work for still some unfortunateness. The only real question is, like, maybe do I underrate Brutalize? Melee attacks suck, but I guess we do have a move 4 that creates win now. So realistically, we can do like move 4, attack 6. Is that fine? Is brutal like maybe am I actually underrating Brutalize? It does have 22 initiative. So you like hit something and you move up and attack it? I know, it's so weird, but yeah. Maybe I'll just try Brutalize actually when I get to level 7. In that case, I just replace the top. In that case, I might just use, yeah. I mean, I guess then we just chill with follow through for now like this, and we just enhance this. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd like to try it. I actually do think this card. I mean, like, I legitimately think all these cards are bad, but let's just enhance this for now. All right, this is 30 gold.
I think this is a fine enhancement. I mean, the good thing is we're enhancing a card that we know we want to keep, so like we're never really gonna regret this enhancement. I think it's not as cost effective if as enhancing extra lift if we decide that we would like to like do extra lift instead of follow through, but this is fine. I'll just get rid of this battle interface. All right, that costs us 30 gold. Boom. And now, worst case scenario, we can still like throw dots, throw stuff here, and throw stuff there. So I think it's fine. All right, 30 gold down, 130. Okay, so red guard with 165 gold. These were the cards that we brought for this scenario. These are more or less representative of what we'll be playing at this point. Hmm. Oh, red guard, red guard, red guard. You have a million good enhancements we can do, right? So we're kind of fast shield spikes. So I don't care about this anymore. I don't care about this top. So this top is good to enhance. This bottom is also no, not good to enhance. Yeah. No, not that. Not that. I don't. These don't scale very well. I'm like these are the cards that are gonna be cut. This is definitely like. So it's one of these three cards, right? Man, red guard has so many good enhancements to do. God, red guard is just the best class. Legitimately, no joke. Pre Frosthaven, red guard is my favorite all-time class in Gloomhaven. In Gloomhaven history, before we get to Frosthaven. Frosthaven's got some real bangers, but red guard is my favorite Gloomhaven slash Forgotten Circles slash Jaws Lion class. All of them combined, red guard's my fave. I love this class. Poison and or jump on Strangling Chain is my vote. Yeah, I mean, it's true that we might even start getting away from using Gift of the Void, so we don't have poison as often. Starting Frosthaven or Unlockable? Both. Let me look at the Prosperity 3 items quickly. Sorry, let me just do that. I want to see. It's very possible that I mean, I probably should have just been using a Poison Dagger on the Red Guard is the thing. Oh, we're going to get access to that? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like where your head's at, actually. I like that enhancement. That's a really good suggestion, actually. Oops. No, not you. You. There are both starting and unlockable classes from Frosthaven that I like more than Redguard, at least currently. But Redguard's still my favorite up until Frosthaven. Yeah, I like it. I like Poison here a lot. It makes a lot of sense. So the reason why this is so good that, as CGO suggested, is basically because then this is already going to be adding +1/+1 to these. Also, it just makes sense that we're naturally going to use Strangling Chain on things that have a fair amount of health in order to like to lead with this and let other allies attack afterwards. So poison just naturally like combos with that really well. The poison dagger would have been good, but now with access to Frosthaven, or sorry, not Frosthaven, with access to Prosperity 3 items, we're going to be replacing our crappy shield. So realistically, I should have just been using a poison dagger as soon as I got this card. Although this has just been for one level, and I guess you could argue that it wouldn't have been worth it to buy it for that short of time. Poison on Strangling Chain sounds hot. Fair. All right, so this is 100 gold. Poison only costs 50 gold to enhance, right? Oh, is it 75 gold? Is poison 75 gold? I think it is. I think it is. Why though? But why? I mean, realistically, this doesn't make sense. Poison is typically at 75 gold a bad enhancement. But I'm pretty sure it is actually 75 gold. Yeah, it is. Ah, that doesn't make any sense. Poison and wound having the same enhancement cost is ridiculous. Poison really should have been the same enhancement cost as +1 attack. Yeah, curse, wound, poison all being the same cost just does not make sense. Like I said, poison legitimately being the same cost as +1 attack makes perfect sense because it's worse than +1 attack sometimes and better other times. Wound, however, is like sort of almost strictly better than +1 attack, so it makes sense it being up. And curse is just something completely different. All right. Oh god. So this kills us. This kills us. So this is so it's 75 gold plus, so it's 125 gold. I mean, we can still do that. So we go down to 40 gold then. Sure. Still makes sense. I still do think it is a very good enhancement. I think that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense to me. All right. So I think that just about wraps up everything we need to do at the end of the VOD here. I know we've been hanging out for a while just talking stuff, but I guess this interests people too. So why is the realm almost gone? Exactly. Yeah. No items to buy or anything like that. Like I said, Prosperity 3 stuff will come at the next scenario. So, yep, let's cut the VOD there. Thanks to everyone who watched. I hope you enjoyed this scenario and our progress through Gloomhaven.